The Late Night Alternative with Ian Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Just, I've been listening a lot recently to, guy I like to call Barry Manilow.
Because that is his name.
Yeah. And I think tonight's show is dedicated to, Barry Manilow, okay? And, I can't think of a better way to start it than, I've been trying for hours just to think of what exactly to say. I thought I'd leave you with a letter or a fiery speech, like when an actor makes an exit at the end of a play. And I've been dying for hours trying to fill up all the holes with some sense. I'd like to know why you gave up and you threw it away. I'd like to give you all the reasons and what everything meant. Well, I could tell you goodbye or maybe see you around. It's just, we've lost the key there a little bit. I don't think that version. I don't think that version was in the right key. We're going to go into another key. I may also have started an octave too high. And if I may say so, Catherine, your faces were disrespectful. There we go. There we go.
Oh, good.
Here we go. Has this one got lyrics? No? Okay, I've got to do it. Hang on. Got to Google the lyrics. I've been trying for hours just to think of what exactly to say. I thought I'd leave you with a letter or a fiery speech, like when an actor makes an exit at the end of a play. And I've been dying for hours trying to fill up all the holes with some sense. I'd like to know how you faded and you threw it away. I'd like to give you all the reasons and what everything meant. Well, I could tell you goodbye or maybe see you around with just a touch of a sarcastic thanks. We started out with a bang and at the top of the world. Now the guns are exhausted and the bullets are blanks. And everything's blank. If I could only find the words, then I could write it all down. If I could only find a voice I could speak. Oh, it's there in my eyes. Can't you see me tonight? Come on and look at me and read them and weep. Oh, in my eyes, and no, it's no big surprise. Though it's someone to tell you to see. Oh, it's there in my eyes. Can't you see me tonight? Come on and look at me and leave me weep. Shit, wrong page. Hang on. There we go. I've been whispering softly, trying to build the cry up to a scream. This isn't, yep, okay. We have been whispering softly, trying to build a cry up to a scream. This is for you, Catherine.
Oh, please don't.
We let the past slip away and put the future on hold. Now the present is nothing but a hollowed out dream. And I've been dreaming forever, hoping something would eventually come. I saw your eyes in the dark, I felt your kiss on my lips. I traced your body in the air until the bodies were numb. Well, I could tell you goodbye, or maybe see you around with just a touch of a sarcastic thanks. The rooms are all empty, the candles are dark, the guns are exhausted and the bullets are blank. Everything's blurry, oh, it's there in my eyes and coming straight from my heart. It's running silent and angry and deep. Oh, can say, come on and look at me, read away. Well, it's there in my eyes, I'm coming straight from my eyes, running silent and angry and deep. Oh, he's there in my eyes, and that's all I can say. Come on and look at me, read away, read away. All the times I never wanted to read away, all the things I've been saying. Read away, I don't know what I wanted for you. Don't know how can I escape. The words to this bit go, wow, yeah, baby, something like it. Oh, baby, oh, baby, something like it. Oh, baby, here I come now, baby, 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 making love to you all night long.
Freestyling.
Ain't over with. Oh, hey, yeah, ain't over with.
Baby!
Up on my head, I little did. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, Lord. They're in my eyes and it's straight from my heart. Read 'em and read 'em, weep. Swear it, that's a no big surprise. Ooh, read 'em and look at me now, I'm crying, baby. Dedicated to Barry Manilow. Not written by Barry Manilow, but
That sounded like Meatloaf.
well, Meatloaf did it. Yeah, I'm gonna give you that. But it was on my Barry Manilow greatest hits.
No, I meant the way you were singing it, sweating,
okay,
sounded like
that's
Meatloaf.
disrespectful.
Like that.
I'm a very versatile. James should have me on his music
Thursday, yeah.
half-hour Thursday. Because, you know, the guy tonight was great, but normally they're awful. And it really kills the vibe for my show. Amy can't agree, but normally they're awful. But if he got me in as my own warm-up act, that would be awesome. 03, I feel good. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Ooh, no, none of that. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. We haven't got any calls on the switchboard. We're just going to wait. Let's just wait. We're just going to wait for the first call to come through. Can you believe the boss of wireless phoned me up yesterday telling me how much he loved me? Can you believe that?
Had he heard you sing?
No, he hadn't. I'm pushing the limits. Pushing the limits of what's acceptable on the wireless.
See if his love is conditional.
We're going to take some calls straight to air just to get the vibe going, okay? So 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Please don't phone up. I mean, if you want to phone up and congratulate me for my singing, then please do. But I'd rather that you didn't. I think it would be unfair on the listener.
Shouldn't encourage him.
Shouldn't really encourage. If it's an overwhelming compulsion, I'm powerless to stop. I'm powerless to stop. But here we go. Here's a call. Let's just see. I hope they're not phoned up to big me up too much. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Congratulations, Iain.
Thank you very much indeed. I did say please don't phone up and say that, but she did. 0344 499 1000. I'm going to take the first few calls straight to air. Because I'm going to be honest, I have very, very little to bring to the party tonight. Good evening, line 2, you're on the wireless.
Oh, hello, Ian. Love that song that you just sang.
Thank you very much indeed, caller. I did say don't. Line 3, you're on the wireless.
Hello. I want to talk about Piccadilly Circus.
The band?
No, the level in the game.
Oh, for goodness sakes, what is going on with these people? Let's try line 4. 4, you're on the wireless.
I just wanted to say that singing was absolutely fantastic. I've not heard anything so good since Nigel.
Thank you.
You're a credit to the industry.
Thank you very much indeed. But please, guys, please, just calm it down a bit. Amy, you can start taking the phone calls now. 0344 499 1000. I know what that caller was on about, the Piccadilly Circus level in Call of Duty. It ain't nice.
No.
It ain't nice. I don't really know where to go
Did you hear that? I spoke louder, hoping you wouldn't hear it. If you're on DAB, you'll have heard something outrageous.
The thing is, you rose out of your seat at the same time.
We had a curry for tea.
Now we're having it again.
We had a curry for us tea. I'm feeling a bit stir crazy today. I've still got these builders in. They've been there for like weeks. They're claiming they will finish the bathroom tomorrow, but then they have to come back in like 10 days' time to do the ensuite. And it's like, can you just do it and go now, please? It's nice having you guys there, but I would like to not have you guys there. I want to hang out with my cats. I've got to clean the place because it's filthy. Might get a Christmas tree this weekend. Oh, this is what I wanted to ask you, dear listener. Have you ever been dogging? Catherine, tell them about the rather naughty show we were just watching.
Oh, I think it's a classic. I think...
Has it been on a while ago?
The first time it was years ago. This was on, we had a look on All 4, fittingly.
Yeah. All Fours.
And in the documentary section there was I think it's called, what is it called? The Secret Life of Doggers?
Yes. Dogging Tales.
Dogging Tales, yeah. That's right. And it was every bit as romantic as you would expect. Lots of rather bored-looking women.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could tell, even though they were all wearing these kind of very elaborate animal masks, yeah.
Here's the thing. Most of the doggers look like I imagine them to look like. Although, you know, that woman who had anorexia. Who had it in the past, yes. That's a fine looking.
She had a good body. I don't think that was her real hair.
I don't think that was her hair. I don't think that was her real
And I don't
breast.
think that was adequate outdoor attire. She looked freezing.
But what I'm trying to say is, hey, listen, guys, who am I to talk? I have a past, and hopefully I'll have a future at some point. But the dogging, it's one thing. It's my real fear is that I park up in a lay-by for a doze, or I used to like going and just sort of being near woods at night. There's nothing weird or nothing weird or pervy. But sometimes when I was doing late night radio, I'd just drive home and just, you know, if I didn't want to go home because I was in a relationship that wasn't particularly working, I'd go and sort of be near the woods. It sounds really pervy. And it was always my great fear that I'd doze off and I'd wake up and there'd be a penis pushed up against my thing. Because it's of all the things I'm into, and I'm into a lot, it just looks damp. What's the guy saying that some of them, this can't be true. Some of them stick twigs up their bums.
Oh my God. That was the bloke who'd been protesting about the use of his local woodland, and how the doggers had kind of started making little clearings and leaving mess. You can imagine what kind of mess they left. And he said that some of them had started shaping the trees into, well, and sticking them up their
bum holes.
And we said, no, that can't be a thing. And then there was a picture of a man being apprehended in the said woods.
Yeah.
With no clothes on.
He had stripped off and had handcuffed himself to a tree, put a bag over his head.
Had a note, didn't he?
And the note said, please abuse me.
Just don't take the bag off.
Don't take the bag off. Again, you know, the whole BDSM thing, I get it. It's a little bit of fun, a little bit of role play, a little bit of subject. I get it, it's fun. But outside in the cold, in the woods, chained to a tree with a bag over your head?
Yeah.
If you've done it,
like a dog waiting outside Tesco's.
03444991000. Good evening, Mitch.
One voice singing in the darkness. All it takes is one voice singing so they hear what's on your mind. And when you look around, you'll find there's more than one
voice
singing in the darkness, joining with your one voice. Each and every note of the rocket, and to join the fears of life. If only one voice would start it on its own. We need just one voice, face the unknown, and then that one voice would start it on its own. We need just one voice.
voice. Thank you very much indeed, Mitch, there, celebrating the magic of Barry Manilow's one voice.
An excellent singer there.
Thank you.
Just one.
Thank you. Okay,
voice.
that was Barry Manilow's so effing good. He's so effing good.
There is the master of the key change.
Oh, one song, I'm sure I heard one song that had 4 key changes in it.
What is it about a key change that's so rousing?
Oh, they've done studies into it, isn't it? It releases endorphins.
I bet.
It's the moments of tension in music and then releases and it's endorphins, it's all of that stuff. But Manilow is so freaking good. So, and because I was into Manilow, and it explains a lot when I was like 13, 14, 15. I remember buying Barry Manilow stuff, I bought a VHS of him live at the Royal Albert Hall in about 77, where he's got this pink suit on and stuff. But the press over here were especially mean to him. Concord he was referred to as Concord.
I remember Kenny Everett doing a sketch where he was at the piano and his nose was just getting bigger and bigger.
Okay.
It did end up being the nose of the Concorde, and he was like smashing things. And
Here's a question, tying in with yesterday. Could you class that as anti-Semitic?
No. Because it wasn't a caricature of...
There's a hint of... He's Jewish.
Yeah.
He's
always made fun of his own nose, hasn't he?
But often when people are bullied...
Yeah, I guess.
They join in with the
Also, Barbara
bullying.
Streisand refused to change her nose, didn't she?
Yeah, there is genetically with some Jews, not all, they have a bigger nose. Same with Italians, that kind of Roman nose. But the hook nose has become an anti-Semitic trope.
Yeah, but
you know,
that's
if you
why
want
I'd
to
say...
caricature, we talked yesterday about Alec Guinness, I think it was, in the first Oliver Twist film, who had an extraordinarily large prosthetic nose built to indicate, you know, Jewishness.
Yeah, he had the whole image, didn't he?
Yeah,
The little...
I just wonder if there's something there. But also, Barry Manilow's so freaking good. He's so good. I bought a Greatest Hits double CD that I used to have when I was a teenager on cassette. And I got it for £1.56 at Amazon. And I was listening to disc 1 today. Every one of those was just an absolute belter. And I don't think he's a particularly good singer.
Oh.
He's got passion, and he's got power, and he's got pizzazz, and he can perform.
I think he's got a nice tone. I think he's got a really nice tone.
I think he's a little nasal.
Maybe
But I also don't think Neil Diamond's a great singer, but it's the performance transcends the technical singing ability.
I really like Barry Manilow's, like you say, slightly nasal, but it's a really clear tone.
Yeah.
And it's almost musical theatre. Like Mitch singing there.
Yeah.
Almost musical theatre, but still...
Mitch was terrible, really.
I thought Mitch was very good.
I thought it was awful. I thought he was embarrassed himself there. That's why I chipped in to help him out a little bit, because he was really embarrassing himself.
Yeah.
Just think, all the other stations are talking about Jeremy Corbyn not knowing when the Queen's speech is and Boris Johnson, you know, being silly at NATO. We're discussing the merits of Barry Manilow. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. This is the Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio.
Late night conversation, wealth, losing sleep. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. I feel very laid back today. I'll tell you how I feel. I'm feeling a little bit better in terms of mental health. Not great, but I did 25 minutes of housework today. 25 minutes, which I found exhausting, satisfying, but after that I was just shattered and I had to go and watch a bit of The Irishman. More on that later on. What a terrible film. But that was a big achievement for me. The last few days, last week or so, I've been struggling to get out of bed. So to do 25 minutes of housework, and it was just breaking up some cardboard boxes, tidying up the office where the workmen have got all of their stuff, and Saturday I'm going to give it all a good dust and all of that. So I'm feeling a little bit like I do after I've had a migraine, where I feel a slight sense of relief, but also just a feeling of kind of numbness, like I'm wrapped in bubble wrap, and I can see everything, but I can't quite feel anything yet. I can't quite feel a bit disconnected, a little bit disconnected. And so tonight's show, we're just going to see how it goes.
Can I say something?
Let me think. Hang on. David?
What?
Can Catherine say something?
Yeah, of course you can, sweet.
Thank you.
Did you call her sweetheart?
I said it's a free country.
Okay.
Thanks, lover.
Go on then, Catherine.
I think your eyes have gone back to normal.
What does that mean?
You know, like on the day when you felt really terrible and you said your eyes were all dry and they weren't quite right, like sort of empty and a bit dead before, and they seem to have come back a bit.
There's something going on. There's a little shifticle.
Yeah, but let's not mention it because I don't want to scare it off.
Ooh, David!
Bad news.
Well, go on, what's happened? You split up with your missus?
I've not got missus.
Okay, well you split up with your baby mummy?
No, enough of that.
Oh, blimey.
I got arrested.
You're bi?
I got arrested.
Oh.
Uh-oh. What happened here?
Long story if you want it.
Not really, but the only other call we've got is Rainbow George. Isn't that right, George? Yeah. So, so carry on.
Walking home from the meeting that I have with my paranormal mates.
What? And what's the name of the group?
Rotherham Medium. I can't even remember. I'm too distressed right now.
It was Rotherham.
Yeah.
Institution of Mediums.
Independent Mediums.
Rotherham Independent Mediums. RIM.
RIMS.
Yeah. Yeah, Rimmers. Right.
Oh. Really not
right, I should be crude about it.
Not in a good mood, is he, tonight?
No.
Okay, tell us what happened.
Hey, Mom.
What?
I don't know. That was
Did you hear that voice? I thought that was someone talking to Babbers.
I didn't hear anything.
I don't like to be rude to people, but gosh.
I try to find the thing that.
You're a cocaine addict?
No.
No.
Are you?
I'm not.
Okay.
Fanny?
No.
Are you?
I'd like to brush your please.
Oh.
Please be in bed.
Here it is.
I'm gonna blow bubbles up your chuff.
Oh.
I can't believe I said that. That was a different Babcock.
Had you been entered by someone else?
No, I hadn't been in jail. I'm gonna blow bubbles up your chuff.
Please be in bed.
That's a scene at David's house. It is disgusting. Please get to the point of this because we've got Rainbow George next, haven't we, George? Yeah. Go on then.
Right. I was walking home from the RIM meeting.
Yes.
And
how many rimmers this week?
The usual 4. Right. I saw a cat, little cat.
Yes.
Walking down the road.
Yes.
And so I said, "Hello there, little fella.
Aye.
Would you like a little stroke? Would you like a little stroke? I'm gonna blow bubbles up your chuff." I didn't say that to the cat. It was disgusting. Right. Then the cat shot up my penis.
What?
It was a...
So many questions. One.
For those that are slow amongst you, obviously it was a ghost cat.
Oh.
Right. Thank you. Yes.
So I'm there panicking because I'm only used to things going up my bum. I've never had something go up my penis.
Okay.
And I start to try to coax the cat out.
Oh, God. Right. Yes.
And so I'm
yes.
clawing at my jennies. And I'm saying, "Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty."
In my experience, if I want to get my cat out of the cupboard, I just shake some biscuits.
I didn't have any on me. So the police turn up and arrest me. Now, is that fair?
Well, so how? We've got recording from inside David's penis.
It's got echoing.
That's not even the worst bit. Right. There wasn't a real
It wasn't a real penis. It was a ghost penis.
No, it wasn't a real cat that went on my bum.
Yeah.
But penis. Ah.
Right. What? Okay. Can we just get to the point? Because now we've got a lot of calls. So.
Oh, right. Well, basically, I end up in a cell with a guy who keeps repeating the phrase, gonna bum you, and I had a really horrible night.
Clive, what do you think David should do with a ghost cat in his penis?
Spurt it out.
Oh.
I don't know. Get rid of it.
Get rid of it somehow. Can you have an exorcism on your dinkle?
I tried with the hair kitty.
Okay. Just leave a bowl of food out by your balls. Clive, what can we do for you?
Hello. I don't know if I'm going to be half as entertaining as that.
Well, but half as entertaining would be very, very dull, yes.
I'm going to lower the tone, because I was going to talk about the guy from Swansea who calls you sometimes.
Oh, Chris. Well, Chris doesn't call us anymore.
No, not that guy, the other one.
Okay, I don't know who you mean.
The one who was in prison.
Oh, the other one we're not speaking to anymore.
Who? I don't know who that is.
Are you not speaking to him anymore? Oh.
Oh, no, we don't speak to him anymore, no.
Oh.
Why?
Okay.
Why? I mean...
I was just going to... well, because I've not... I listened on Monday and Tuesday, but I missed the bit where you're not listening to him anymore. But I was going to say your way of handling him is very good.
Well, it's not worked. And the last call we took, he was incredibly racist, misogynistic, was condoning violent threats directed towards women and various different ethnic minorities. And I told him to get lost. Because I really... Here's the thing, Clive. We're talking about Jonathan from Swansea. Here's the thing. Yeah. I think there's something definitely going on there. And I really thought, arrogantly, I could fix him. There you go. I've said it. I thought I could fix Jonathan from Swansea.
I thought you could as well.
Yeah, I really did. I really did. And the last call was so upsetting and so offensive that we just had to decide to not welcome him back anymore. It was horrible.
That makes all my theories obsolete, because I got this theory that if people are like him, you can extend the bridge to them and maybe reel them back in a little bit.
I think you could. I think it is possible. I think it's possible for all kinds of people to help them and show them love and care and to bring some sort of normality into their lives. And I thought I could do it on this radio show, but it turns out speaking to someone for 5 minutes once every 2 or 3 weeks isn't enough. And that last call was so upsetting to people and so offensive that we can't encourage it anymore.
I missed that one.
I mean, it was great radio, but
unfortunately I missed it. But can I say that don't give up that approach, because I think that it's a worthy and needed approach in the current times that we live in.
Thank you, Clive. I appreciate that.
Do you know do you understand that sentiment?
I do know what you mean. I'm showing love to people that other people would laugh at or bully or wouldn't even speak to. I get that. Yeah. And thank you for noticing. I appreciate that, genuinely.
Yeah. So sorry about that, because I didn't hear the last call, unfortunately. I think
did it go in the podcast, Kath? Or
no,
it didn't.
Do you know what? I thought better not.
Yeah, I think you made a right call. Hey, listen, if you go back, someone on Twitter will tell you what show it was. It'll be online on the Listen Again feature, and you'll see why we made that decision.
Yeah.
But thank you for noticing that, Clive, and thank you for putting your head above the parapet and saying that may be the way forward. I appreciate that. I really thought I could fix him.
Yeah.
It's partly arrogance, partly because of what we've done in the past, and partly because of glimpses that we've had, but I can't. Not on a radio show.
I think sometimes with people who are aggressively and purposefully hateful, getting angry is what they want. They want to get a rise out of you that way. And so sometimes getting curious is the way in.
Yeah.
But
that last call was beyond the pale.
It was repellent.
It was borderline illegal. I had several people saying I should go to the police about it, and I had no intention of doing that, but it was very close to a hate crime. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Experience the unconventional.
Hello.
The unpredictable.
Don't you think that's a bit weird?
And the completely unorthodox.
It was my birthday.
With rule-free Iain Lee.
I was just trying to generate a bit of content.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
Hate alarm clock. Hate going to work.
On Talk Radio.
I'm assuming Dirk Benedict is up as a poddy. If you missed it last night, first hour of the show was very, very funny, really weird. And what we learnt, Dirk Benedict, face man from the A-Team, of course, what we learnt is he has no, John Dredge texted me earlier, or messaged me, he has no concept of magic. Just didn't understand magic. We had Pete Heaton, who's a great magician, friend of the show, doing some amazing tricks, and Dirk would just go, well, there's a guy with a fez there. He just didn't understand it. No. I loved it, though.
It made him borderline angry.
Yeah, it did. He got angry that this guy was doing amazing.
Why are you tricking me, asshole?
It was some hour. I'm really sorry, Kath, because I dominate. We had 4 guests in the studio. Me and Kath were sharing a microphone, which we've never done before. A bit like George and Paul, as Lennon's taking the lead. And I kind of drove it, and I'm really sorry.
It's all good.
It was, yeah.
No, there's no ego involved there. I was thoroughly enjoying it.
And someone said, are you releasing the Brighton podcast yet? No, I forgot to bring in the memory card. I'll try and send it to you tomorrow, but I've got to go to the vets, and I've got to go to Windsor and get the boys. So maybe it'll be early next week, but that's happening. Let's go to our friend Sharon. Good evening, Sharon.
Hi, Ian. Hi, Catherine.
Hello, Sharon.
What you got for us, Sharon?
Well, I rang to say that we've booked your tickets, me and Craig, for Bath, but then I heard you talking to the other caller about Chris, and we didn't hear that one. You said it wasn't on the podcast, so we've been listening to the podcast, me and Craig, every morning, every evening, so I didn't hear that.
Oh, no, but
we weren't talking about Chris.
That was Jonathan. Well, gosh, it gets so confusing, and George has disappeared now. So Jonathan from Swansea, we've banned for really offensive call, and Chris from Port Talbot, we have asked not to call us for quite a while.
Oh, so I didn't hear that on the podcast.
Had a real clear out of people recently. What are you doing not listening to the show live, Sharon?
Because Craig likes to listen to it on podcast.
Well, Craig, why doesn't Craig listen on podcast and you listen on it live?
But here's the thing with the podcast, it's just like a highlights thing. It's not the whole thing, and sometimes there are brilliant bits that I can't put in. And also sometimes there are conversations where I don't think it's fair to the person that it's there in perpetuity, if you know what I mean. And that last call with Chris was kind of that.
I'm being told that Jonathan's call was in the official podcast.
Was it on that? Was no, the first one was. I don't think I put the second one in. I'm not sure. No, I don't think I did put the second one in.
Matty is saying Jonathan Swansea's last call was in the official podcasts, and then he's put a link. But is that the last one, Matty, or is that the penultimate one?
Yeah.
What a world. Who knows? Hey, Sharon, have you seen The Irishman?
Yes.
Right, no spoilers, because I watched an hour and a half of it, so I'm only about a quarter of the way through it. The CG, this is the Martin Scorsese film with De Niro, Pacino, Pesci, and all the other people, Everybody Loves Raymond is in it. Did you think the CGI, where it makes them younger, looks crap?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's rubbish. They look like people from PlayStation 3 games. They look like someone from LA Noire.
Sorry, I've got a chest infection.
Oh, coffee. Oh, might be go watch. But they look awful. And also, there's a bit where I think Robert De Niro's supposed to be like 20 or something, but he looks 50. You know the bit where he meets Joe Pesci for the first time, and Pesci helps him fix his truck, and Joe Pesci says, "How you doing, kid?" And I'm thinking he's supposed to be a kid. He looks 50. I think it's silly.
I don't think I've watched the whole film.
Oh, this is in the first 20 minutes.
I've heard there's a rather slow fight scene that's supposed to be two young men.
Oh, there's a fight. Well, here's the problem, right? So they're all in their 70s, and okay, they've made the faces look a little bit smoother. That's it. But they still stand and walk and talk like old men. So they're all hunched. I mean, and De Niro's having this fight, and he's supposed to be like 30. But it's like if your granddad was having a fight. He can't walk properly. Bloody awful. I mean, it's an okay film, but
you should have left the CGI alone by the sounds of it.
I think I'm going to have to watch it again, because I've forgotten it.
Jesus. Sharon, have you not got a life?
I work.
Well, we're going to watch a 4-hour film again.
Well, what I was ringing up to say was I rang you 2 weeks ago and you said you were going to email Luton Library.
Oh, yeah.
So I went on the website today, still no Luton.
No. I can tell you the date, though.
No, we're coming to Bath on the 9th of May.
Well, as well as coming on to Bath on the 9th of May, you could also come to Luton Library Theatre on the Saturday, on the 19th of September.
Right, we'll be there as well.
Hey!
Do you know what made me laugh when I booked the tickets?
Yeah.
All the back seats are completely sold and all the front ones were available.
Oh. Well, people are scared of Catherine's sassability.
We've got B10 and 11, I think.
Could I ask you to not come if you've got that cough, Sharon? Would that be acceptable? Because that's disgusting.
I've got antibiotics. I'm all right.
Okay, all right, fine. But if that cough returns, I really would urge anybody who's got the lurgy, who is a flea bag, who's got any of the abdabs known to man, please don't come to our shows. You absolutely disgust me.
I promise I won't. I'll be better by then.
Sharon, it's nice to talk to you. Thank you so much.
And you both. Bye.
Oh, she called me babe.
No, she said and you both.
She said babe.
No, she didn't.
She said
no,
babe.
She didn't.
Pete, did she say babe or both?
I think she did, babe, yeah.
Thank you very much indeed.
He's such a bumlick, of course he's going to say babe.
He's not, he's an independent free thinker. Okay, this is Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Let's go to Pete, babe. Hello, babe.
Hey, babe.
Hey, babe. What you got for us, Pete?
Well, I still want to talk about Piccadilly Circus.
So this is the Call of Duty game that Sunday night, Call of Duty night on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Iain Lee. I invite all of the hashtag TLNA posse, that's you, to come and join us. You can play in the game if you want. We have cross-play, so if you've got the game, you can play, or you can come and watch and shout abuse at people. Pete will be joining us for the first time and will be awful. We do it around about 7 or 8 o'clock.
I killed 3 people today, so...
Okay, mate, how did you get on in the game, though? And you started playing Call of Duty. Here's the thing, right? The multiplayer game, wonderful. It's a masterpiece. The gunfight level, it's wonderful. Some great levels. It's a real joy. The single-player game, I think, is particularly unpleasant. Several bits. You've not even got to the bit with the baby yet, Pete.
No, I haven't.
You haven't. But go on, the Piccadilly Circus, which I think is like the second or third level, isn't it? It pops up quite early.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, they show you it very early. They show you a suicide bomber stepping out into Piccadilly Circus, and then, yeah, it's about I think there's a level, and then you're there.
Yeah.
I'd seen you playing it.
Yeah.
And I'd kind of gone, oh, this is a bit much, this. Okay. But, you know, because I wasn't playing it, because it was on screen, you know, I was able to take a step back from it, go, well, you know, it's a close recreation, but all the kind of, obviously all the shop signs and things are different, because, you know, legal reasons. But then, yeah, actually playing it today, I feel genuinely a bit sick afterwards.
We're grown-ups, right? And we can have a grown-up discussion about this, and there'll be people listening who are gonna, what I'm about to say, they're gonna hear something different, okay? But I know that you'll hear what I'm saying, Pete, and I know that Catherine will hear what I'm saying. So for those who don't know, it's a war game. You run around, you're a soldier, you got machine guns, and this scene is set on Piccadilly Circus. There is a terrorist incident in place. There is a couple of suicide bombers. You have to run around Piccadilly Circus, that they're killing police officers, you have to shoot the terrorists. That's the level. It's only a short level, but it's a pretty accurate reconstruction of Piccadilly Circus.
Police, there's ambulance people running around it.
Do you think you feel different playing it? I played it like 4 weeks ago. Do you think you feel slightly different playing it after the awful attack on London Bridge last week? Or does that not factor into it at all?
I don't think that factored into it. I think it's an uncomfortable play regardless.
Yeah.
You know, because you know, yes, there was one recently, but you know, it's not like we're not used to them in a sense over here. And you know,
it's difficult because it's a thing of familiarity. You know, I live in London. I've been to Piccadilly Circus a lot of times. I imagine, you know, so many games set in New York and things. I'm sure they get that exact thing there, you know. And I know there's other levels in this game which are based on other capital cities, I think, aren't there?
I think it's the thing of the suicide bomber. Because I play a multiplayer version of the game now, where we all run around and shoot each other in Piccadilly Circus. That doesn't have that I can laugh at and I can have fun at, because it's mates or strangers running around and shooting each other. For me, it's the suicide bomber is the thing that makes it, and the police being shot that makes it very uncomfortable.
I still felt a little. I mean, I imagine, you know, as I play more of it, that'll wear off in the multiplayer. But yeah, I mean, even in the multiplayer initially, I felt a bit weird, I would say.
Right.
You know, as I say, I'm sure that will kind of desensitize. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing or not, I don't know.
I think they put it in there, and I'm surprised there hasn't been more of it, to create the controversy. So the Daily Mail goes, "Have you seen this sick filth?"
Because it's not the first time.
No.
I think, was there an airport level or something? I seem to remember.
There was an airport level where you had to kill you punished
it's the first one I've played, but I remember reading about it.
Personally, I just don't think it's a very good game this time. The multiplayer, as I say, is phenomenal. The solo player I found really dull, and there's that bit, there's a bit with a baby, there's a couple of other bits that are there just so you go, oh, isn't this? Oh, look at it. Oh, forget your Grand Theft Autos. This is a lot more risky. And I just think it's unnecessary, man.
Yeah, it's edgy for edgy's sake, isn't it? And I think, you know, if it was 10 years ago in the sort of PlayStation 3 era graphics, it would be slightly easier to stomach because we're now a leap forward in the technical aspect. So it looks not quite realistic, but realistic enough that when it's moving quickly, you're there.
Yeah. I mean, this all boils down to one very simple thing. And that is, on Sunday night, you're going to get your little botty spanked in front of a crowd of several hundred people watching you online. Your belt will be loosened, your trousers will be pulled down, your pants will be pulled down, Pete, and your little bot's going to get a spank.
You know what? Come March, Dolan and Dre aren't going to be talking to me like this.
Oh, that's fighting talk! That is fighting talk! Oh, I cut him off. I cut that scumbag off.
Well, maybe he can phone their programme and complain about it.
Yes, maybe he can.
Oh, but it's pre-recorded, so you can't.
Yeah. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Trying to think of, I am quite enjoying The Irishman. I was being a little bit harsh. I do think the CGI is not anywhere near as good as we were led to believe.
Sounds like it's a distraction.
It is, because I'm just looking at it. And also I'm trying to work out how old they're supposed to be. But De Niro's great in it.
So is it so bad they look like sort of Sims?
Yeah, not quite like that. I was talking to Scott, my friend Scott, we had a little chat about it. The mouths, you can see the mouths and the eyes have it. And that's where it's really, it is like a PlayStation 4 character. You're like, okay, it's good, but it's not good enough. But it's quite a good film, but everyone, I don't really know Scorsese's work that well. I've never seen Gangs of New York or Casino or anything like that.
I like those films.
I think I'd like Casino, but I also feel like I'm watching Casino and Gangs of New York watching this. A lot of people said, well, he's just making the same film over and over again.
Gangs of New York was more of a period thing, but the rest of them are, but you know. The rest of them are, you disrespect me! You disrespect me! I'll show you respect, all that.
Yeah.
And then the wife's going, no, why can't I have a smoke? What's the matter with you?
I finally got, and I've not, I just opened the package today and I've not checked to see if there's any extras on there. But I finally got the Mr. Rogers documentary Blu-ray from the States. Oh shit, Blu-rays are region locked.
Are they?
Yeah. I wonder if it'll work on my PlayStation. I'll check. It might not work actually. But, yeah, Blu-rays are region locked. Oh, right. Well, we'll see. But hopefully there's some extras on there. But you watched the Amazing Jonathan documentary today that I saw a couple of weeks ago with my big sis.
It's just become available on Sky Cinema. Or Sky Store, rather. And
keep your mind up, please. Consistency is what we want.
Sky Store, you know, where you have to buy it.
Uncle Dre would never get something like that wrong.
let's not. So, I watched that film, and that is some film. It's got so many twists, and I don't really know exactly what I saw still.
It's you don't believe a lot of it. Again, we're treading very carefully. There are two amazing Jonathan documentaries. There's the one where I can't remember what it's called, and I apologise. There's one on YouTube that's free and is great, and I think you should watch that, Catherine. They're two different stories, filmed around the same time, but two completely different stories.
From what you've said to me, the one that
the one on YouTube, and we had the director on the show,
is more of biography.
Yeah, biography and focusing on something very specific in his recent history.
Okay, and this one is more about kind of a battle of wits between him and the documentary maker.
It's about lying. It's about
appearance of reality, illusion,
being believed. It's about scamming. It's about drugs. It's great.
Death.
Yeah. But you don't believe a lot of what you saw in that film.
I think that the main message of that film was to question everything, and just when you think you've got a handle on what's going on, then something else happens, and then something else happens. So I think I need to watch it again, but it's certainly one of those films where I'm going to think about it a lot.
What was interesting, and this isn't, we will say this carefully, James, I'll come to you in a second, because I don't want to give away anything that happens in the film, but when I saw the film, they had a Q&A afterwards with Louis Theroux, the director, and the producer. And the producer said there's a real problem at the moment in that because of Netflix and Amazon Prime, documentaries are big, right? Everyone's making documentaries. And he said...
He says it in the film, doesn't he?
Right, he says so many times he's got 2, 3, 4 people coming to him pitching the same documentary because they all want to get in on the action. And he says he has to be so careful as a producer now. If he's going to invest in a documentary, he has to make sure that there's nobody else involved who's also sniffing around that story. And as Netflix has done that.
Well, this documentary is certainly one of a kind. No one's going to do that one.
0344 499 1000. Good evening, James.
Hello, good evening. How are you both?
All right. Feeling very tired. Looking for the builders. It's their last day tomorrow, then I'll have my main bathroom ready, which is great. I'm looking forward to a bath on Saturday night. Looking forward to having a tidy house once I've cleaned up. Feeling very tired, a little bit teary.
Builders take it out of you.
Sorry?
Builders take it out of you. They're exhausting. Even though you're doing nothing,
it's so
sitting
stressful
on the sofa, it's exhausting just having them around.
So you can't relax. And they also, they're really nice guys, but I feel terrible because they come in at 8 and let themselves in, and I get up about 11, and they're drilling right next door to me, but I can sleep through it.
Yeah.
But because I'm not feeling great, I've just been told I can watch the Mr. Won't You Be My Neighbour Blu-ray. Thank you very much, Andrew. Because I'm not feeling great, I'll get up about 11, then I'll go back to bed about 2, and actually, who cares what they think? I'm earning enough to pay them, so it don't matter. But I still think, oh God, this must look awful. This lonely, guy just getting up for 3 hours playing with his cats and then going back to bed, and you can't relax.
And I stressed about my cats as well, because you don't want them jumping around the builders. Or mine are indoor cats as well, so
I've had to keep the kittens in the living room.
Although they have made their mark on the building work, haven't they?
Oh, they've put paw prints on the concrete. Lucky is not, I'm not really seeing much of her. Mucky I don't know. I just want it done. But then they're going to finish that tomorrow, then they're going to come back in a week to do the ensuite. I said, how long will that take? He said, 4 days. I'm thinking, oh man, 4 days, please.
It won't. It never does.
It won't. Anyway, James, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I was just calling regarding The Irishman, even though there was no Irishman in it. I'm not going to give any spoilers away. I was at the premiere a month or 2 ago.
Oh, yeah.
Got a bit starstruck when Al Pacino started signing stuff, and all I could think of Kat's impression of him, in his face, I just went, Al! Hoo-ha!
Oh, no!
You did not. You did not.
I did.
James! And what did he say?
He just said, he's a mumbler now. I don't know how he kept it together for the film.
Did you meet Al Pacino?
Yeah, third time I've met him actually.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Jay, I thought you only stalked us. You stalked diminutive, bankrupt Italian American actors. And you didn't do a hoo-ha to him.
I did, in his face. I didn't know what else to do. And he had a ponytail that was held on by sticking plasters by the looks of it at the back. It's really interesting.
And the ponytail, of course, is to cover the bald spot on the top of the head, one would imagine. Or maybe the whole thing was a wig.
I do love him, though.
Oh, he's brilliant, and he's great in this.
He's okay. He's got a funny haircut in it.
This is what I wanted to say, is his hair in this CGI as well, because it doesn't just defies all sense of physics.
There's no sideburns. It looks like
There's no sideburns, and it kind of goes up at the side, and then it's sort of slicked back, but in a way that just I can't
not natural
comprehend.
So, I mean, the CGI held up pretty well at the cinema, to be honest, except they just look like old men. And Al Pacino talks like an old black man now.
He does talk like a very old... Well, if you watch an American film from the 70s with an old black man in, that's Al Pacino's voice now. You're absolutely right.
And so when he's a young man, and having known him do films when he was younger, he doesn't sound like young Pacino being young Pacino. And
No.
It's weird.
Here's what they should have done. For when they're being younger than themselves, because they've got the same old voices. When they're being younger than themselves, they should have filmed those, they should have done those scenes ever so slightly slower in terms of movement. Just so they can then speed the film up just a click. So then the movement's a normal speed and the voices just go up slight semitone.
There are enough young actors who can do more than hoo-ha, right?
Yeah.
Who could do a passable impersonation of both of those actors and would be better than what sounds like flipping robo-gangsters.
Yeah.
Right, we're not short of them, so I think, Godfather's worked like that. They had different actors playing different generations. They could have done that easily. And I tell you what, 3.5 hours in a cinema with no Wii is a try.
I've watched an hour and 20 minutes and I've paused it 8 times already. So, I'm there, James. Oh, listen, I've got to move on. I'm late. Thank you. 0344 499 1000, the late night alternative, weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Turn away from you. I see those looks you're sending me. Is this the way it's meant to be? It's something we should talk about. Just give me time to work it out. Some girls will, some girls won't. Some girls need a lot of loving and some girls don't. Well, I know I got the fever, but I don't know why. Some say they will and some girls I'll fall heavily. I've seen the looks you're sending me. This is the way it's meant to be. There's nothing left to talk about. Oh, how I wish we'd work it out. Some girls will, some girls won't. Some girls need a lot of loving and some girls don't. Well, I know I got the fever, but I don't know why. Some say they will and some girls
I just got to do something. Hang on. Sorry, guys. I just do something online. Sorry.
Is it eBay? Well, it can't be.
No, it's not eBay.
What is it now?
Can you just bear with me, please? Give out the number.
0344 499 1000. You listen to the Late Night Alternative with me, Catherine Boyle. And today I slept till 1 in the afternoon. I didn't even try.
Make it interesting if you can.
I'm telling him about my life.
I'm just trying to do something on here.
It's all you do, wanging on.
What did I do?
Wanging on.
Oh, that's not what I heard.
Well,
wow.
That's your problem. You hear it everywhere. Got it on the mind, on the brain. So, yeah, slept till about 1 o'clock. Kat didn't smack me in the face like she did yesterday. She did a few pats in the face yesterday, and then I noticed, because I was ignoring her, she got one little claw out. Give me a good old jab with that, which I couldn't ignore, because I thought the next stop, Slashville. Have you got Kat?
Right, you're out of order. You saw me doing something online I shouldn't have been doing, and you didn't stop me.
What were you doing?
I bought us tickets to see Barry Manilow on June the 4th at the O2. And you should have stopped me, because I got quite expensive ones. Block B near the front.
Block B, Block We more like.
Block B, I've just spent a lot of money on tickets.
That's exciting.
It's exciting. Would you want to go see Barry Manilow with me? June the 4th.
Happen, I would.
2020. We'll have some time on our hands. We were playing Barry Manilow. I thought, well, I've always regret not going to see him. And then I just Googled, he's doing a tour next year. We will have some of that. Thank you, Mr. Manilow. Thank you, Mr. Manilow. Oh, it's Jimmy Savile. No. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much indeed to Barry Manilow. We're looking forward to seeing you. And raise a glass to all of the heroes.
Chin chin.
All the heroes. And I would say someone like Barry Manilow is like a true hero. Like more so than like a soldier or something.
How so?
I think he's done better stuff.
Like what?
Mandy. Mandy's better than war. Can't argue with that. Catherine, what have you brought to the party?
So many wonderful
tonight?
Things.
We'll play a game in a bit. I feel like we should play a game, but I don't know what. I mean, I've got a list of games in here. I feel we should do something fun. But go on, you tell us.
I get paid £200 an hour to pop balloons and wrap men up in cotton wool.
Could you stop showing off about your hobbies and... Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Go on.
It's my side gig.
Yeah.
To satisfy their bizarre fetishes.
Oh, okay. We're fetishes. We like fetishes. Here's the thing. If you can think of it, someone gets off on it. You could imagine something.
And also, people getting off on things you cannot imagine.
But, well, someone imagines it.
Well, they do. Like that story about the shaped branches.
Up the bumhole.
Yeah. If you missed the first hour, it's pretty much what we just said.
Yeah. It's not a classic show tonight, but I wouldn't delete it.
No, I think it's been actually quite excellent.
I don't think so.
All right, well, in comparison. Lily and Autumn giggle as they sit on the bed blowing up balloons, but they're not mums getting ready for a child's birthday party.
I blew up a balloon in one puff the other day. It wasn't technically a balloon. It was the kids' Christmas fete. Santa Claus, talking about Father Christmas. I hate when people say Santa. It's Father Christmas. Father Christmas gave out inflatable candy canes. Big old things.
Oh.
And all the kids were asking me to inflate their candy canes. Steady on! And I was able to do it in one puff.
Talent.
Yeah, it is actually. I believe that since my life began, the most I've had is just a talent to amuse. Hey ho, if love were all. Do you know that song?
If I did, I don't anymore.
I know songs for every occasion. Every occasion. Do you not know that song?
No, who's that?
I believe
I don't know it.
That since my life began.
Singing it louder is not going to make me know it.
The most I've had is just a talent to amuse.
Who is this?
Hey ho, if love will all.
Still don't know it. Your voice goes right through me, you know.
Thank you. I take that as a great compliment.
I think it could smash a glass, just a little bit more pressure. Lily, who features in ITV's A Very Yorkshire Brothel, which airs, well, it says tonight, but this is quite old. It's on a Monday, I happen to know. Explains that the
Monday night's brothel night.
It's actually quite good. Explains the first time a customer asked for the service, the first series of, I think it was called A Very British Brothel, they bought a camper van. So they could do, you know. Lily, who features in ITV's A Very Yorkshire Brothel, which airs on Monday nights at 10:45, explains the first time a customer asked for the service, she found it impossible to keep a straight face. Every time I popped one, I got giggles, she said. It was really fun. I got paid to giggle for an hour. She now has a number of clients with the same penchant.
Well, it's obvious where the getting off on a balloon popping comes from. Being a kid.
Parties.
Yeah, at parties, being a kid, mummy's giving you attention, daddy's giving you love, you're popular, you're attractive, people are there. Boom!
Oh, shocking. Naughty. Oh no, please don't. What are you doing?
I want to play this song to you. This is one of the best songs ever. I don't...
Though I never really grumble, life's a jumble, indeed.
Old timey-wimey.
And in my
Musicy.
efforts to succeed,
We'll get back to your story in a minute. I'm just trying to bring a little bit of class.
I've had to formulate a creed.
Actually, I think we might do the wrong song.
I believe in doing.
Let's go to the end because it's not bad. Here we go.
But I believe that since my life began, the most I've had is just a talent to amuse. If
Great
I've just seen Iain Lee lip sync for his life.
Here we go. This is one of the problems I have with you. I educate you.
Oh God! Don't please. Could you do it non-musically? If love were all... Is this Julie Andrews?
Yeah, it's Julie Andrews, yeah. What I do is, here's the thing, you laugh at me, you mock me, and I'm fine with that. I'm a jester. I'm a clown.
You're not fine with it, you get all upset.
I don't get upset. I'm a jester, I'm a clown. I'm here to I believe that since my life began, the most I've had is just a talent to amuse, hey-ho, if love, we're all. So I don't mind it. This is what I'm put on this earth to do. Laugh with me, laugh at me, I don't care as long as you're laughing. But Catherine, I bring so many riches to your world.
You make my ears bleed.
I just mouthed the C word to Catherine. Some of you on DAB may have actually heard it. I bring so many riches to you. I know so much. And I'm happy to share it.
The humblest guy.
I'm the most humblest guy I know. I'm happy to share it with you. I'm happy.
I know.
What I want is for your life to be enriched.
Yeah.
But you've got to open up. Open up and let me in. Please let me come inside you. Please, Catherine, I'm begging you. Open up and let me come inside you.
What?
I want to come inside you and make your life better. I can give you something.
Yeah, I've got one.
I can give you something that will enrich you.
Yep.
I want to.
I don't want you to impart anything.
I want to come inside you. I want to spray all over you. All of this knowledge, this stuff I have. It's an old Coward song.
Yeah.
If love were all.
Yeah.
And it's him.
Tell it we're old, mate.
It's him questioning his abilities. I believe that since my life began, the most I've had is just a talent to amuse. Well, that's not true, Noel. But that's how I feel about myself. You probably think that you have no talent. But that's possibly true in your case, Catherine. But it doesn't Doesn't have to always be like that. So one day, please, why don't you come around my house, open up for me, let me inside you.
What?
Let me come inside you and enrich you. Let me fill you up.
No, seriously, I'm all right.
Okay.
I'm all right for that.
Okay, well, I offered, guys.
Yeah.
You heard?
I would say almost insisted. I thought it got
You heard,
embarrassing.
dear listener, I asked. Yep. She said no. Okay, away you go.
Yep.
Away you go. After this break.
The radio show that knows truth is always stranger than fiction.
Week Monday, I get shoes.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
Because they're too real to be part of my imagination.
On Talk Radio.
Anyway.
Catherine was telling a mucky story before. I tried to educate her with some classical music, but where you go, Catherine? Let's hear.
Lily now has a number of clients.
Who's this?
Lily.
Lily. Pictures of Lily.
Lily loves it, her name is, actually.
Okay.
I don't think that's her real name.
Let's do songs with Lillian. Pictures of Lily.
Lily the Pink.
You got to sing it.
Let's drink a drink to Lily the Pink, a pink.
But you've got to sing the bit where the name comes in and nothing else. So, pictures of Lily.
Lily the Pink, the Pink, the Pink.
There's got to be more.
There's a song about Lily Langtry, isn't there? But I can't remember how it goes.
Oh, dirty Maggie May. Oh, that's Maggie May. 2 songs about Maggie May.
Oh.
Lily.
I think we're done.
Could be. Away you go.
Every time I pop one, I got giggles, she said. It was really fun. I get paid to giggle for an hour. She now has a number of clients with the same punch on, adding, some like you to pop them between your legs and some with your hands. I've got a guy who likes me to bounce on him till I pop him with my arse. No 2 days at same. Lily is one of 10 escorts who work at Sheffield City Sauna, run by mum and daughter team Kath and Jenny, not this Kath. Any special clients pay a £15 entrance fee plus £30 for 15 minutes of a single sex act, such as straight sex, or £50 for half an hour. Any special requests, such as food play, S&M, or balloon popping, cost more as the girls set their own prices.
What do they call it? Sloshing.
Sloshing.
I remember seeing sloshing on something like Rapido or Eurotrash years ago, and even then thinking, oh, these are beautiful women with beautiful bodies, and they're covered in cream and custard.
I do like custard, mind.
I do not think food should be brought up to the bedroom unless you're taking a round of toast up to go and then eat it and then have a nap. Yeah, I don't think food should be used in the bedroom for sexual. Oh, what, you're gonna get a carrot? I mean, what is? Oh,
grapefruit.
God. Well, grapefruits, of course, would be bad for sex. You know, grapefruits.
You're not allowed to have them if you're having certain medications, are you?
It cancels out. Grapefruit is stronger than medicine. Grapefruit, what is that the thing? Grapefruit is stronger than medicine. Almost any medicine you're taking, grapefruit will counteract it.
Why did mums eat grapefruit in the 1980s? They were all doing it. We used to have grapefruit for breakfast. Yeah.
It was horrible.
With sugar on it.
Just like literally half a bowl of sugar on it.
Yes.
To get it tasting.
What was that? That was the grapefruits were like avocados now.
Oh, grapefruits are horrible, aren't they? Really, really unpleasant.
Anyway.
Have you finished your story?
No, not nearly done. Not even nearly done.
Oh, we've got no calls. I've got no content, so you take your time, love.
Although prostitution is legal in Britain, if you're working alone, 2 or more women working together is classed as a brothel, meaning city's activities are against the law.
What did we call it?
When?
Food sex.
Sloshing.
Sploshing.
Sploshing.
Thank you, Peter. Peter knows about it.
Peter.
Sorry. Thank you,
Has
Anonymous.
a friend.
Thank you, Anonymous.
Right.
Anonymous knows about it.
Because people like wrestling and...
Oh, I could kind of get wrestling.
Yeah, because there's a sort of submissive
There's
dom
a
thing.
little bit of close physical frottage.
Yeah.
It's the submission of it, the power. I could kind of get that. I get most things.
Yeah.
It's just shit and food that I really struggle with. Those 2 things are the ones.
That's a firm no.
Those 2 are the ones that really I have very little interest in whatsoever. Carry on with your story, Catherine. Thank you so much.
Jenny and Kath are determined to change that. In an episode 2 of the ITV show, they joined forces with the Hampshire WI. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. They joined forces with the WI from Hampshire, and they're all kind of older, middle class ladies of a certain age who have got no experience of that side of life at all, but there's a sisterhood there and it's quite beautiful. A lot of massage parlours have been closed down and that forces girls out onto the streets, says Kath 56. Why can't they make these places legal so girls can work in safe environments?
That does, on a serious note, that does make perfect sense.
Yeah. Here's the subtitle. Vacuum beds and cotton wool fantasies.
Are you listening, David?
Inside the... It's not what... I know what
this will be.
The vacuum bed thing.
This is where you get... I'm assuming you get
know, like you can get... Yeah, you know, like you can get on channels like QVC where they say, why put your clothes into a winter wardrobe and pack them away when you can put them in these bags and like... shrink... I did it once. It worked a treat, actually, but just a lot of faff.
Yeah.
They put the person in there. Inside the pebble-dashed white building on the busy Attercliff Road...
the pebble dash, is that...
That's what the outside of the building looks like.
Okay.
Jenny opens her emails to find a strange request. Do any of your girls do vacuum beds? She reads out loud to her bemused mum. A quick Google search reveals a sinister-looking fetish that involves a person being completely covered in a latex bag with a suction pump to suck all the air out until they can't move and only a small air hole for breath.
A what hole?
Air hole. What is up with some people? Asked Jenny incredulously. Fetishes are getting more and more common and stranger, she adds. I'm quite a prude. I don't know where they get these fantasies from. So... The girls charge up to £100 for half an hour for special requests. The most common are S&M, golden showers, or food play, also known as sploshing. Kath reveals...
Thank you, Anonymous.
Last week we had a man who wanted to be wrapped in cotton wool. Imagine. City sex worker Autumn says she'll consider pretty much any practice from A to Z. She adds, I'm happy to take a pair of floggers and go to work on you, tramping and ball busting. Flipping heck. The most popular request, she says, is Nuru, a body-to-body massage using massage lotion all over.
So this is, I've heard of this. This is where they cover themselves in massage oil and just like
wriggle on you.
Slide up and down you.
She says on here, it's a slippery, slidey massage, which is always good fun because I usually manage to slip off the end of the bed in a heap, which is never very attractive.
Window, isn't it? Yeah.
Fly out the window. She says it's like playing naked twister with lube. Gosh. So, yeah, there's that. It's quite a good show, that. I think it's...
Close our computers.
Yeah.
Close our computers. Let's
talk.
Let's talk. I got something I want to tell you. Oh. Madly in love with you and I want you to marry me. No, sorry, that was private. What should we talk about?
Oh, don't say that. When you say we need to talk, that means you're going to introduce the topic. Everyone knows that.
I don't have a topic. I'm just waiting for... Oh, are we allowed to talk about the brilliant thing your eldest did?
Yeah.
This is brilliant.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it or not? You don't have to if you don't want to. I think this is a brilliant, brilliant thing, and shows A, you're bringing your kids up well. B, that your kids are very clever and what we used to say in the old days, think outside the box.
Yeah, ingenious.
Go on. This is good.
In English, they're reading Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
And they were given a homework where they had to...
A homework?
Yeah, some work at home. A homework.
They were given homework?
They were given homework. A piece
You've got
of
some
homework.
stuff in your chin that looks like dribble, but I think it's just glitter.
Is it gone?
No, it's like an inverse bindi.
Gone?
Oh. Why does human... Kath just licked her chin.
Yeah.
Why does human breath stink so much?
I mean, I can only imagine other people's. Mine's obviously fresh as a daisy.
Oh, it's horrible. If you, lick the back of your hand and then smell it.
No!
It stinks. It stinks.
I've had to smell coffee. I've just had coffee.
Everyone at home, lick the back of your hand and then sniff it. It's horrible. Why? That's why we have mints. That's why we brush our teeth so regularly.
Regularly.
That's the correct way to say it. So
say again?
Regularly. That's how it's spelled. Spell it.
Regularly is how you spell it.
Regularly. Regularly. R-E-G-A-L-U-R-L-Y. Regularly. That's how it's spelled, right?
Regularly.
How is it spelled?
Regularly.
Spell it.
R-E-G-U-L-A-R-L-Y.
R-E-G-U-L-A-R-L-Y.
Uh-huh.
Regularly.
No, but you put an I in it. Regularly.
No, I'm putting the R in it. Regularly. Are you
pronounce it like ordinarily.
You pronounce it properly. I'm the only person I know that pronounces February properly.
February.
Yeah, with the R. I pronounce the R because it's there. February.
February.
Some people just say February. Why do we say Prime Minister? We say Prime Minister. You say it.
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister. Why do we say Prime Minister? Why don't we say
Prime Minister?
Prime Minister.
Because it sounds silly.
It's time for Prime Minister. And here's your host, Priscilla Black. But people, they say Prime Minister.
A lot of languages do that elision where they'll slide one sound into the next because it makes it sound better. What?
But it shouldn't. It's Prime Minister. Yes, I have a question for the Prime Minister, please. Why do people say Prime Minister?
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister.
From now on we say Prime Minister.
Prime Minister. But the title Prime Minister...
As in primo, prime.
I know what prime means.
Yeah.
I know what prime means. It just means like the bumlick minister.
It means the absolute tippermost, the toppermost.
It means like the
supreme.
The bumlick minister. I'm the Prime Minister. No, I'm the Prime Minister.
Because there are other ministers, but then there's the Prime
This
Minister.
one is the prime.
Yeah.
He's prime for it. Or she. Be a he. I think we can say that without breaking the rules of Ofcom or Purda. So go on, your daughter.
Yes.
Biggin.
She's 11.
Why don't you... I think I know the reason. I know my reasons.
Yeah.
Why don't you say their names?
Because I've worked at a place where we ended up with a stalker and he was looking people up using the electoral roll.
Oh, yes, I remember. I'd heard of this.
This was before I was married, so I said to myself, when I get married, I won't ever reveal what my married name is on air, because I won't make it easy for them. If someone wants to find out, they'll find out somehow.
It's Stromboli.
But also, they didn't choose this job. It's got nothing to do with them. And also, I think there's a lot of power in knowing someone's name.
Yeah.
And, it's up to them whether they want to.
When I was in the job, I never mentioned the boys' names because, I have been significantly higher profile than this and you, and I've always maintained your thing that they did not choose this job, they've not chosen this lifestyle.
Also, you start introducing them as part of the quote-unquote act or whatever, then you can't say when people start prying further than you're comfortable with.
And we've been very careful in that we've both had our kids on the air. But we've never mentioned that. I think actually when mine came in, I think they might have leaked, they might have said something where you could have worked out what her name was. And that is slightly different from, certainly never allowed photographs, certainly never sold photographs, which I think is selling photographs of your kids, I think is just despicable, because once you've sold a photograph or allowed a photograph of your kids to be published, that's it. You can never, you can be papped out with your kids. If you see some celebrities out and they're papped with their kids, the kids' faces are blacked out or pixelated, because that's the rule.
It's not that they're just unfortunate looking.
But if you've sold a photo of your kids, then that rule I don't think applies. That means they're out in the public, and so a picture of them could appear in the newspapers.
You're deemed to have given permission.
Yeah. When I was in the jungle, and they were really, it turns out, trying to find out, I'd split up with my wife and I was living separately, but we pretended that we hadn't kind of come out yet. And I'd made the bold, yet possibly foolish, in retrospect, not really, but at the time, decision that this was going to be the first time I went out without wearing my wedding ring. Even though we hadn't been married for a long time, I was still wearing it, and I thought, well, I'm not going to. And 2 days before I went in the jungle, I had to do like a little press conference in the Versace hotel with the star, the sun, the mirror, and someone else. And it was all very friendly, and the producer said it'd be really friendly, really, really nice. And it was lovely. What do you think about this? What will you bring to the jungle? Last question was from the Sun, I think. And will you be looking for love in there? I said, no, I'm married. She went, oh, where's your wedding ring gone? And I did what Jeremy Corbyn did with the Queen's speech. I went, I choose not to wear one. And the producers come in, okay, I think we're done here now. And then the whole time I was in.
That was the obsession.
That was them trying to find out whether I was married. So I went to my wife's house and my in-laws' house, and that's why my agent was doing everything he could to stop that story coming out, because he knew that it would upset a lot of people. And that's why when the story of me doing the jungle to pay for my mum's care home, which is not a true story, but when that came out.
That was an assumption that was made.
That was an assumption because they'd heard an old podcast of this show. My agent then said, "Oh, I couldn't possibly comment on that, but it might be." And he didn't lie to them. He didn't say, "Yeah, it is." He said, "I can't comment, but it might be something like that."
They took it and
They took it and ran with it, and it took the heat off of my family. And
but also that was also a defence, wasn't it? When you have never named your family, any family members, really,
never named
apart
my
from
wife.
I think your sister you've named.
Yeah.
Because she's taken part in the programme.
Stromboli.
Yeah. Stromboli. But you know what I mean? I've never named my husband on air either.
No. This is why I was so angry. People know who my ex is, and I've never named her. This is why I was so angry when I was on Matthew Wright's TV show, and they promised me 4 times they weren't going to talk about the divorce.
Yeah, exactly. They'd asked. That was the worst
They'd
thing.
asked, and then he kept asking about it straight into it, and I was being very calm and cool, but I could see they had her name in the auto cue, and that's when I got a little bit angry, thinking, if he says her name, I'm going to get so much shit from people that actually I don't want shit from. And so that's why, as soon as I saw her name, that's when I get a little bit stronger in the confrontation. Up until then, I'm kind of, hey, I'm cool.
You were kind of prepared for it though, weren't you? Because producers had rung you up prior to that.
They'd spoken to my agent. They'd spoken to me on the telephone twice.
And you'd said to them, categorically, we're not discussing that.
No, I was booked in before that came out. And then on the morning, they spoke to me and said, and asked, and I said no. And they said, okay, fine.
And then you see it in the auto cue, imagine.
Well, then Daisy Sampson was there, and she said, Daisy McAndrew.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Daisy McAndrew.
Yes.
It used to be Daisy Sampson before she got married, I think. And she said, just be prepared. I think he's going to ask you. And I said, I'm so naive. I went, do you really think so? She went, I really think he might, he's old school paper, and I just think he might be, just have something up your sleeve in case he does.
But let's remember, you were going on there to read the newspapers. You weren't going on there to be interviewed.
I was going there to read the newspapers and talk about the jungle. I was like the guest of the star guest, so I was getting like 250 quid. I was on there for 2 days. I was booked. And he was so nice. This is the thing, I've always got on with Matthew Wright. I've always got on with him. Don't know him very well, but we've always got on. And we got there, and before the show, and I'm chatting and we're laughing, and the rumours were about him joining Talk Radio, and I was talking about that, and he was so nice. And then he just went into this thing that we'd agreed wouldn't be spoken about. I felt so betrayed by that. So let down. But I also wasn't going to storm off on camera, because I thought, well, then they've got a clip they can use forever. So when it came to, I just sat there fuming and looked at Daisy McAndrew. She kind of did this really, really sorry that happened. Are you okay kind of face? And I couldn't look, I should have looked at Matthew instead. I didn't. And then when it got to the break, I thought, right, I'm going to give him I was fuming. Couldn't breathe properly. I'm going to give him the chance to explain. I said, Matthew, what was that, man? Your producers agreed. Well, no, listen, I will ask. That was an important question and people want to know. And I just let know. I said, Matthew, you're a C. I'm going home. And I got up and walked out, and the producers tried to calm me down. I told them to F off. And the producer like, whoa, don't speak to us like that. And I was very calm. I just said, why don't you go and F off? Whoa. I said, you can keep your money. I don't want the fee for this. I'm out of here. But you stitch me up. You know you stitch me up. You can F off. Oh, it was awful. But
this is the thing, right?
Yes.
There is no legitimate journalistic reason to ask you about that. It's not like you were going on as part of a showbiz family, the patriarch of a showbiz family, a family that you had brought into the limelight. You know, there's an argument now, Matthew Wright having had pictures of his baby put in various magazines. If anything, God forbid, if anything goes wrong with his family, he has questions to answer.
Yeah. And we had a little bit of a spat on Twitter that day, and his defence was, look, I had Tony Blair in, and I asked him about Iraq when we were told not to ask him. I treat all my guests
different. That's in the public interest.
I said, I didn't start an illegal war where 1 million people died.
No.
I'm a bloke just trying to muddle through my life.
What is in the public interest is very different from what might titillate some members of the public.
So I was really disappointed in Matthew, because I'd always liked him up until then. I'd always got on really well. I've heard from some people he can be a little bit tricksy to work with. That's none of my business. That's his thing.
You know what? Sometimes show business is quite gossipy, and some people get a bad rap, don't they?
Oh yeah, but I was so disappointed in that, and do you know what? If he sincerely, privately contacted me and said, I think I was wrong then, and I'd really like to apologise, I would consider that, and I would probably take that on board. If he did it privately, took me to one side, I would consider that very, very seriously. I nearly reached out to him the other day when all the news stories, I tried to reach out to him, all the news stories going on about him mistakenly being sacked. Everything is a lot more complicated than people being sacked at this place at the moment, and more will be revealed in time. But I checked his Twitter, and this is what an idiot I am. If his DMs had been open, I was going to send him a DM saying, look, I know we don't get on, but I'm sorry you're going through this. I hope you're okay. Instead, I tweeted the news story and tweeted, has anyone got a job? He thought that was about him.
You think that, yeah.
I'm pretty sure, because he's liked, I did a kind of thing the next day saying, oh my God, this tweet was about me asking for a job. In no way was it Matthew, but I can see how it could be read like that. He liked that tweet.
Interesting.
So yeah, I think he did. But I felt so betrayed by that. So betrayed, because we'd always got on so well. And it is nobody's business. And here's the thing I learned, I was kind of learning before that, and I certainly learned at that point. His argument was, but you've talked about it on your radio show, so it's out there. And I said, no, I said, all right, I've been slightly naive since coming back from the jungle. I've been talking about this stuff for 20 years on the radio. No one's listened. And of course, now I'm back from the jungle, people are listening and putting it in the papers. So there's a slight naivety on my part, and I'll be aware of that. But also, this 3 hours, this space, this physical and metaphorical space is mine, and it's yours, Catherine, right? And we can say whatever we want. We can reveal as much or as little as we want.
And we are careful about how much we reveal.
Very careful. Very few times do I get out of the studio and go, I think I said too much. I'm very thoughtful about how much I reveal, right? And that's entirely up to me. And the thing I'm learning is, I get to decide when I talk about my marriage. And again, there are some bits that I can't talk about because I've been asked not to talk about, and I respect, by other people involved. And I totally respect that, actually. So, again, that's not even completely in my hands. But I get to talk about my mental health as much as I want to. I get to reveal as much about my sexuality as I want to. No one else. People can ask. It can be ill-mannered to ask, but I'm the only one that's entitled to say, yes, I want to talk about that, or no, actually, I don't want to talk about that. Unless I have been, one final thing, if I've been booked to go on that show to talk about my divorce, and I've been already, the deal was, we really want to hear about your divorce, and here's the fee. That's absolutely fine. I've agreed to that. I gave a talk recently at a company where I was paid primarily to talk about my mental health and my sexuality. So the deal was I'm going to answer pretty much any question about that. But I wasn't. I was booked on there to talk about the jungle, and after the booking had been made, this story came.
Sure.
Story. Man alive. Here's the thing, when you read a celebrity's getting divorced, right, and we haven't really done it on this show, I certainly haven't done it for a long time, you forget that there's people are hurt, man, and their kids are involved, and people get hurt and all of that. Divorces suck, whether you're rich or famous or poor. Divorces are horrible. So why do we use it for titillation like that?
Because some people obviously still see it as some kind of failure or some way of levelling you, bringing you back down to earth. There's still this perception that because you've been on the television, somehow you think you're better than everyone else and, can't hold on to a marriage.
Yeah.
Do you know what? There's plenty of people who've never appeared on television who've gone through the same thing.
It's very hard being in the jungle, not mentioning that I've been living in a flat for 18 months and was divorced. I mentioned it to a couple of people off camera.
Yeah.
And then Kez came out and kind of gave it away, apparently.
I think there'd been tittle-tattle after that as well, though.
Really? With whom?
I think some members of the crew were leaking.
No, I was saying stuff when there was no one around. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Scumbags.
Yeah. But also, you can say and not say what you want to. The fact that I acknowledge that I've got a family doesn't give everyone a right to find out what their names are.
No.
And that was the difference, right? With the what happened on The Right Stuff. They were going to put a picture of her and her name.
Yeah. Crazy.
What does that add to anybody's life?
And also, obviously, bearing in mind, that would cause problems in other workplace. It's not a great. Doesn't help anybody.
No.
Doesn't help anybody. It's not like I was married, to the only
Joan Collins.
Well, the only famous person I could think of was Queen Latifah. I don't know why she popped into my head. An amazing woman, but not. But anyway, so, and so I protect my kid. I don't go to red carpet things at all. I only went to one once, and I didn't know it was a red carpet. I just thought it was free tickets, and I rocked up. I was like, oh god! But I get invited to loads of like premieres and screenings for kids for kids films. I'd love to take the kids, but you've got to walk up a red carpet. That's the deal, and have your picture taken, and then afterwards, what did you think of the film, guys? And my boys. Because
my kids would love to be in the papers. My kids would love to. You know, they want to have their own YouTube channels and all this sort of stuff, and I'm protecting them from it until such time as they appreciate what that could mean.
My kids, YouTubers, more than TV for them, but they do say, "Can you get us on TV?" And I say, yeah, I probably could, but I'm not going to. They don't now because I've explained it to them so many times. I said, I probably could, but I'm not going to. Why? They said, because once you open that box, that's it. You're out there. And you're too young, I think, to... Listen, when you're 16, let's have a chat about it then to see if you still want to. And then we'll look at... we'll see if there's some way that we can get you on there to show off your talent or whatever. Not you're my kids. But then we'll talk about it. When you're old enough to know, have a bit more of a grasp as to what it might mean for you. But until then... enjoy watching me. Strangely enough, one of my kids might actually be in a documentary. But that's come up from a completely different route, nothing to do with me, just him and his friends might be doing this thing that they want to make a film about. That's fine, because that's not me going, I don't know if you remember, I stole those strawberries in the jungle, and I think my two boys will be great for this Jackanory.
But also, if he is appearing in a documentary as someone who is under the age of 18, they will look after his identity.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And he's not going to be paraded around as, guess who his famous parents are.
No, exactly. That's not the point of it. The point of it is they want 4 or 5, 8, 9, 10-year-olds to do this thing.
Yeah.
And then to be filmed doing this thing. And it came through another mum, and I looked at all of the stuff they want. I looked at the film company, and I went, yeah, this looks great, man. And he's excited, you know, so.
Yeah.
We'll talk about eldest achievement in a minute. And there was something. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Stimulating nightly emissions guaranteed to open your eyes and your mind.
Oh my word.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Evening, Mark.
Oh, hi, the boss. How are you?
Oh, I'm all right, thank you, Mark. What have you got for us on this wonderful Thursday? I thought it was Wednesday. It's nearly the weekend. Yes, man! It's nearly the weekend, Mark!
Ian, you slag. It's not even the weekend.
What can we do for you, Cockney Mark?
Well, do you know, it's actually what I could do for you, because it sounded like you were having a bit of your poo evening, and a lot of people are quite good at phoning you up and saying, I feel like this, Ian, and blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
I thought it was only fair to return the favour and give you a chance if you wanted somebody to have a wee chat with, or to have a wee vent with.
I don't think there's anything I want to vent about. I said earlier, I'm kind of... after a few weeks of feeling awful, today I just feel, so, which is a huge improvement from awful. I did 25 minutes of housework today, which is great. I watched, about a third of The Irishman, the movie.
Which is awful.
It's not
terrible.
It's not great, is it? I don't quite see what the point of it is.
Well, I think it's one of those things. Netflix go, we've got Martin Scorsese, we'll let him do whatever he likes, but you've got Martin De Niro, who sometimes it kind of looks like they filmed it as if he's a hobbit, because he looks that way, like when he's fixing the car.
Isn't he just, and he's all hunched over because he's a 76-year-old man in real life, supposedly looking like a 40-year-old man.
And the thing is, you're supposed to be terrified of him as well. He's just this wee old guy. He's
hang on. Are you? I hadn't picked up on that. I wasn't terrified of him. It's not, it's not De Niro of old. I think Pacino's good in it.
I'm quite hard. I wasn't frightened for a second.
You were what?
I said I wasn't frightened for a second.
Quite hard. I could have you in a fight, easy.
I could have you.
Shut your face.
In a split second.
I've got nunchuckers, mate. What are you going to do against nunchuckers?
Straight for the waist, but we're similar heights. I know we're similar heights. I'd go for the waist.
Oh, you go for the waist, would you? Well, you're an idiot, because you've just told me your plan of attack. So I sidestep that. I get the chucks round the neck. Oh, you're dead, mate. It's over. It's over.
Yeah, but as I'm going for the waist, you go for the chucks. I go under knee, shift, chucks hit your shin,
Chucks at my shin so I can fall down to the floor. That's a great move. But then I've got no shame, and I've got a big jaw, so I just open my mouth and I rip your willy off with my mouth. That's what I do. So you're right.
You
So
don't
I'm
need
on
a
the
big
floor.
jaw
I've
to rip my
got
willy off.
you've hurt my shins, and your dick's on the floor. Your move, Mark.
But where are my balls?
I've swallowed them.
And that is your mistake, because once they're down and then you think, oh, lovely balls, that's what I got for years. And then I took them in your own bum, back to front, you get yourself all confused, and then I just go for the throw.
This sounds like a very elaborate attack plan. Why don't you just punch him in the nuts first off?
Here's the thing, my balls, I keep
Really,
my balls...
I just want to kiss them, that's the main thing, I don't want to fight them. I'm just,
Oh, you should have
it's all
said that
leading
before
up
I
to the
ripped
kiss.
your penis off and before you shoved my balls in my bum back to front, Mark.
Why can't you men just express yourselves?
You should have
human
said
beings?
that, brother.
I just wanted to kiss them, ideally, that was the main thing. But if I have to rip willies off before it, then I'm keen.
Well, if sometimes you get the old-fashioned... The old-fashioned man. Do you reckon... My boys asked me a question the other day, and I think I know the answer, but... Do you reckon... This is to Mark and Catherine. Mark first. Could you bite someone's finger off? Like, actually bite it, and pull it out and spit it on the floor? Mark?
No.
Why?
I think you could bite through the muscle and the skin, but could you bite through the bone?
Well, what about
in
the
my
joint?
mind, it would be like eating a chicken bone. Like you could get the meat and the skin, you could rip it off.
What do you reckon, Kath?
I reckon Mark's right. I think that you would get to the bone, and some of those tendons are very tough, unless you've got really sharp fangs.
All right. What about the big knuckle? The big knuckle. There's got to be a weakness there.
Yeah,
Is
but
it
you can only do
bends?
that on like chicken carcasses and stuff because it's been cooked enough to all like.
But supposing you've got strong teeth, you're full of
What exactly are you planning with
My
this?
boys asked. I don't know. They wanted to know, and I sort of thought you could. You're adrenalised. You're angry. I think
you might actually. I read a book once about people that were cast away, and when they were found, the survivors had the remains of their shipmates' fingers in their pockets. They've been nibbling on them.
Delicious.
It's an amazing book.
fingers.
Heart of the Ocean, it's called. It's about
Well,
whaling.
there's a great...
I think you could go through the pinky, because the pinky's quite weak. I broke a pinky because of an argument with a girl before.
You did what, sorry?
I broke my pinky finger because of an argument with a girl.
How did you
I think
break
could
it?
bite through that. Well, it was New Year, and we had this big argument, and I was like, can you just go away?
Can you just go away?
And you indicated with the pinky.
Can you just go away?
The worst thing is I punched the bus stop, like trying to be, dramatic, and I heard this slight crunch, which made me more annoyed, so I punched it again, and definitely broke my finger, and I have no strength whatsoever.
We
It was a plastic
break
bus stop.
our little toes about 60 times a year.
I know that, yeah.
And you just don't notice it because the bones in there are so tiny. So we could definitely bite toes off.
Oof.
And we suspect we could bite a pinky off. But a thumb...
think we could do a pinky.
Yeah, a thumb is a no-no.
But a better question, if you could only bite somewhere once on a victim, where would you bite?
Hang on, who's this victim? What, you've come across a dead body?
No, like you're not going to bite somebody.
Oh, your enemy.
Finger off because you like them.
Yeah, your enemy.
But where's the weakest point for a bite?
Nose.
Oh,
It happens, doesn't it? People get their noses bitten off.
I don't think a nose would hurt that much.
Bloody would.
I
And
think
there's
it would
loads of blood up there.
I think it would hurt, but it's mainly gristle. It's mainly gristle. Ear, of course, Mike Tyson did. Mike Tyson bit an ear off. I think, here's what I would do, Mark. The eye.
Oh my God.
But what I would do, Kath, can I borrow your face?
No.
Let me just borrow your face. What I would do...
No.
Just let me... I'm not going to do it. But I would
No,
grab
I'm
their...
not gonna do
I
it,
would
but
grab
look,
their
grab my
heads.
face.
I would suck their eye out.
No.
I would suck their eye out. And then bite. That's what I would do, Mark. Suck their eye out. And then I would bite the eye.
That's horrific.
Where would you bite, Mark?
The eye has... I had another thing. I was thinking like kidneys or livers. I was thinking on the side.
How are you going to get there?
Anyway, everyone knows you push eyes in, you don't suck them out.
No, that's true. I mean, if I was going to go for a bite, I would do the same as Kath.
You could definitely buy a Bolokov.
Hey, do you remember those, where were they? Like Kenya or somewhere, these goat herds that do the
bollock dance?
No, that they literally nip the balls off the goats.
Oh, that's what they used to do in Australia with sheep. They would bite the testicles off. That was an old farming method. Up until about 60 years ago, farmers would buy...
Stories. It's an old farmer thing, biting a goat's willy off.
You dropped an F-bomb. I know it's because you're getting excited at the thought of farmers and willies, but we have to leave it there. Thank you. Good evening, Gatford.
Alive.
Gatford? Where's he gone? Oh, he's gone? He bottled it. Okay. He bottled it. Do you want to try him again, please, Amy? But yeah, what was I listening to or reading? And it was farmers biting balls off of...
Why can't they just get like a lamb's tail? What they do?
Oh, I missed the docking.
Yeah.
They used to, when we had a Cocker Spaniel, her tail had been docked. I mean, this was...
It's really cruel.
25 years ago. I mean, is it though?
Yeah.
Okay, but is it?
Yeah.
You're saying that...
They're cutting a dog's smile off.
The smile is the mouth.
No.
The taste, there is a little stump.
No, but
They used to do it so that they wouldn't disturb the brush when they were out hunting.
Yeah. Or fighting dogs as well, so they wouldn't...
Gatford's, Amy's just typed on the screen, Gatford's got awful signal. He's also got awful content, so no great loss. Jokes. But I do miss the dogs with the docked tail.
Gosh.
Yeah, I know isn't that a terrible thing to say?
It is.
But
mutilated dogs.
Yeah, I miss, dogs with only 2 legs and wheels on the back.
Yeah, but they've not been done for the look of it, have they?
Some of them, I reckon, have. I would.
My auntie had a dog with wheels.
It's the best thing.
Have you ever
seen a little Jack the Nipper dog? I don't know what they're called, but...
A Jack Russell?
Jack Russell, that's it. Running towards you with wheels, and then they stop and the wheels kind of spin them round because of momentum. I love it.
This was a boxer dog, and the wheels would bounce. It would go so fast that the wheels would be bouncing.
I love it.
Yeah.
More dogs should have wheels.
I like tortoises with wheels.
Yeah, you get that.
That was a horrific story, wasn't there, a couple of years ago about a tortoise who'd had his legs bitten off by rats while he was hibernating, and that's why he ended up with tyres.
I thought it was heartwarming. We didn't just have tyres, you have wheels.
Yeah, but yeah, proper
Hey, tell them about...
all-terrain vehicle
Tell
wheels.
them what an idiot you are.
In terms of...
pumping up your tyres 4 times in the last 2 weeks.
My tyre...
this is incredible,
My
man.
tyre alert's been going off in my car on the control panel saying, you need to pump your tyres up. Low pressure alert, stop slowly and pull over and sort them out, and then reset your tyre pressure monitor. And I've been doing it and going, what? I've done it!
The first time she did it, she sent me a picture with dirty hands going, I can do anything.
Yeah, apart from check on Google how much to inflate them by. That's why,
so
apparently.
You're just putting in a random amount of air and not putting in the correct...
Yeah.
You just thought, if I pump it up a bit, that'll be enough.
They were on 1.7, I thought 2.1 should do it.
Oh, no.
Boom. Turns out they needed about 2.9.
Were they all like that?
They were by the time I'd repumped them, yeah.
Oh, no.
Uh-huh. It started out with just one, you see, and then I was...
Oh, God, you're such an idiot.
Turns out.
0344 499 1000.
We can't all be good at everything, can we?
You can't, can you, Catherine? This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I remember all my life raining down as cold as ice. Shadows of a man, a face through a window, lying in the night. And night goes into morning, just another day. Happy people pass my way. Looking in their eyes, I see a memory. I never realized how happy you made me. Oh, Mandy, but you came and you gave without taking. But I sent you away. Oh, Mandy, will you kiss me and stop me from shaking? And I need you today. Oh, Mandy.
I'd love to be a singer in a band. I was in a band for a bit, bass, a little bit of bass guitar, backing vocals.
I was very briefly.
I'd love to be in a band singing. Yeah, wait. Have you heard this version? This is the original Barry Manilow version. Oh no, this is... Oh yeah, this is him.
I remember all...
No, it's not. Where's the Barry Manilow version? Here we go. This is it. This is the Barry Manilow version. Here we go.
We're rolling. Randy, take one. Andy, sorry, take one.
Oh, am I singing Mandy?
Yes.
Oh.
Singing Mandy.
Here we go.
No, it's not. There's a version where he sings Brandy is the original thing.
Well, they just said Brandy and he said,
but then he said
Mandy.
Mandy. Oh, well, that's life. That's life. We can't find the Barry Manilow Brandy demo version. That's life. The late night alternative, dear listener. 03-44-499-1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call. My laptop's closed. Catherine's laptop is closed. We're just sitting here. It's quiet on the phones. That's fine. We're not here next Thursday because there is a general election taking place. I had, a leaflet through my door for an extreme, not even the option of publicity, of an extreme right-wing party.
Gosh.
English jobs for English people. No forest. It was literally forest. It had that. You remember Farage's picture of the immigrants that were marching towards Britain, supposedly. Mm-hmm. That was on there. It's not Brexit or UKIP. It's extreme far right. English jobs for English people. English homes for English people. The Scotland has the SNP. Wales has Plaid Cymru. Well, now England has us. And I'm just thinking. Oh, but then the name of the person is all English. Then the person had like a very Italian name. It wasn't, but it was something like Vincenzo Vincenzi or something. Was the local candidate, and I'm thinking, well, that doesn't sound. I know you can't judge a person's nationality just by their name,
but they're the ones going on about it.
It sounds like there's some form of immigration recently within your family. Oh, it was horrible. I mean, I said, why are you putting that through my letterbox? I mean, it's, it's quite conservative where I live, but by quite a huge majority from what I can gather. But why do they? I mean, it would take some hell of a swing for them to have any impact whatsoever. Really nasty party. Very unpleasant. Tell us about Biggin.
Oh, right, okay.
This is good. I like this.
So, my 11-year-old has a project given to her, and it was to do with the book they read in English, which was Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And she said, I've got to do a model or a diagram or some sort of representation of Frankenstein's laboratory. And I said, oh, right, so what are you talking? I've got boxes in the garage, because I keep all the boxes now, because I've been, stung by this so many times. It's like, I need to make a model. Okay, with what? We haven't got anything. So now, any Amazon boxes that come, they get kept in the garage, ready for model making purposes.
Oh, I've got to put my bins out when I get back home. Thanks for reminding me.
You're welcome. So I'm getting ready to go out to the garage and get her a box. And she said, no, I'm thinking of doing it different. And I went, oh yeah, how? She went, well, I like playing The Sims. I was thinking maybe I could make the whole well, it's not really a castle, because I got it wrong. She said it's in the book. It's not.
It's just like in a room.
He's kind of got a bed sit, from what she was trying to tell me.
Yeah.
She said, so I can make like a creepy house, because I know how to do that. And I was thinking I could use the description in the book to make some sort of make the model, but and you can move around, and I can do different shots of it, and I can screenshot it and everything. So she
wanted to make Frankenstein's laboratory, which is set in a bedsit,
using the video game The Sims.
The Sims.
Yeah.
Wow.
She did it. And, when she suggested it, part of me thought, she loves The Sims. She's going to be doing this for ages.
Let's play some Sims, boys.
Yeah, exactly.
That's her catchphrase.
Exactly. But she did it, and she did it pretty quickly. And it was good, and I said to her, isn't it supposed to be more castle? She went, no, it's not. It's supposed to look like this.
Wow.
And she, got proper sort of Victorian-style wallpaper.
I don't really understand The Sims, but you can make
You can
pretty much anything
you can build
want
houses.
in there. Right, okay.
You can design, you know, you can work on the layout. You can design the look of them and everything. She didn't put any characters in it or anything like that. It was just what she'd been asked to do to make this laboratory. And she used kind of long lamps to try and make, you know, to make the zappers. And she said, actually in the book he uses the desk, and so she got this big wooden desk that she put on there, and she decorated it all kind of shabby and spooky, and it was great. And so she took some pictures of it, and we didn't hear anything more about it. And then yesterday when I got in from work, I saw on the fridge under one of the magnets that she'd been given a certificate by the headmaster.
Yes, mate.
And it'd been put on his wall of fame, and they write a letter home for the parents.
They were
and
blown away by what she did.
Yeah, they take a picture of them holding their work, and they put it on this wall, and they're there.
I'm guessing she's the only one that did something as different and as clever as that.
Yeah.
Wow. And here's the thing, right? Because I'm a big believer that there are a lot of positives from playing video games. The Sims is slightly more cerebral than a lot of the other stuff, but I think there are real positives in playing video games. I've earned a lot of money in my career over the past 20 years because of video games. I've done a TV show, I've done a documentary, I've written articles, I've done talks, and because I was into video games as a kid, which is why I think it's important to incorporate a healthy amount of video games into a kid's life.
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of parents, and I've been guilty of this as well, she'll sit on there and play it for ages, but I used to love The Sims in my early 20s when it sort of first came out.
Yeah.
I used to love it. And it's so much better now. You can get different sort of expansion packs, you get different themes, she's got vampires, she's got all sorts going on. They're brilliant. They can go off the immediate world in the main Sims game and like go off and to work. You follow them to work, because what used to happen was you would get them ready for work, and they had to be ready in time to be picked up in a car, and then they'd disappear off.
Yeah.
And you'd whiz through time for them to come back from work, and then you'd carry on this whole thing of trying to keep them fed and watered and happy and all these different things. But now you can get expansion packs where they disappear off to work, and you've got other things to do in different places. And, you know, from the outside point of view, and I do control how much time she spends on computer games, so I think the real world has a lot to offer still.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
But it's imagination play.
Yeah.
That's pretty much like playing Barbies, but better.
Yeah.
Or, you know, as I say, or Lego. She's building things. She's, you know, working out what goes where and changing things up and stuff. And I don't see any harm in it at all. In fact, I think that it's pretty good for her.
Tony says, you know, you said it's quiet on the phones. I was on hold for 15 minutes and no one answered. Just music. Same earlier in the week. Tony, I think that might be you. Maybe, are you sure you're dialing the right number? Because last time someone said that,
they were ringing the old number.
It was Lane and he was ringing the old number. So, Tony, just check 0344 499 1000. We can call you, if you text, we can call you back, Tony, if you want us to do that. Let's go to Dave. Well done to Biggin. I think that's brilliant. Brilliant. Hello, Dave.
Dr. Frankenstein. Yeah, hi.
I watched Young Frankenstein when I was about 11.
Yeah.
Didn't understand it.
No,
not understand it.
I was wondering why Willy Wonka was being weird.
Yeah, didn't get it, didn't understand it at all. Although, anything with Colleen Camp in. That is Colleen Camp, isn't it, in Young Frankenstein, I think? Just say yes.
Well, you mean, yeah, go on.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. But yeah.
She's the blonde assistant in it. She's also in Game of Death.
Terry Garr. Yeah.
Terry Garr. Oh my gosh, look at Colleen Camp now. Don't people age?
Yes.
That was Terry Garr. I'm a big fan of Terry Garr as well, of course, who stars in the Monkeys movie Head, and she gets shot by an arrow and she says, "Quick, suck it before the venom reaches my heart." It's a great line. Terry Garr is also in. Now,
Tootsie.
Sorry?
Tootsie.
She's in Tootsie. Is After Hours, is that Scorsese? You know the film I mean?
Yeah, I do know the film you mean.
Did you watch After Hours with me, Kath? Or have I just said that we should watch it together? Because it's such... I think it's Scorsese... I'm going to say After Hours is Scorsese. Could you, Catherine, would you mind? Such a good film. It's got what's his name? Duncan Newton. Newport Duncan. He's in American Werewolf in London.
I know who you mean.
Dunn, yeah.
Newton Dunn.
Scorsese, Griffin Dunn.
Griffin Dunn,
yeah.
Roseanne Arquette, Werner Bloom.
And Terry Garr's in it as well. She's a weirdo that puts on a Monkeys record. Oh, man. Have you seen that, Dave?
I haven't seen it for a long time. I've seen it. I saw
Such
it
a good film.
years
And of
ago.
course, the aborted ending. This is not a spoiler because it's not in there, but there is supposed to be an ending where Newton Dunn has to hide from these bikers that want to Griffin Dunn who want to kill him, and he ends up hiding by climbing inside an old woman's vagina.
What?
Oh look, Amy, what's going on? Put the mics on. What's happening? Are we in trouble? Are we in trouble? What's happened?
It's just a guest who's downstairs.
Oh, it's not for us.
Presumably not.
It's not for us, but thank you very much indeed. I think Daryl has gone that way. We didn't book a guest for him. Daryl's gone that way to get a coffee, I would suspect. That's where he'll be. That's After Hours is a great film. A great, really dark.
Also Madeline Kahn's in Young Frankenstein, who's fantastic as well.
The only bit I remember laughing at as a kid was, now,
whatever you hear,
don't let me out. I remember finding that hilarious, but I found Marty Feldman terrifying. I found it too weird. There's a documentary about Mel Brooks coming out.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, I just saw the trailer for it, an HBO thing, so it'll be good. There's a trailer for it kind of doing the rounds. I saw it on Twitter the other day. For some reason, because I follow Neil Hamburger, Twitter says, you follow Neil Hamburger, so here are some other American comedians. And I read that, and it shows me about 30 tweets, and I read that twice a day, and I get some really funny, clever stuff from it, which I nick. But that's where I saw the trailer for the Mel Brooks film.
Yeah. All right, so back to about an hour ago or 2 hours ago.
Okay.
Songs with Lily in them.
There we go. But you've got to, here's the thing, right? No, don't give me this. Oh, you know the rules.
You know what's coming, you heard what happened.
You've got to sing just the bit with Lillian. So I'll go first, then Catherine, then you. Pictures of Lily.
Lily the pink, the pink, the pink.
So I said, Lily, Lily, I'm scared, yeah.
Well, hang on,
Lily,
you're thinking,
Lily by Kate Bush, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were singing Annie, Are You Okay by,
No,
okay.
No, it's Lily by Kate Bush.
Listen, guys, I don't want to fall out about this.
You're wrong.
Oh, you're so wrong.
All right, I'm not going to go there then. I'm not going to go there. But I think she sucks.
I hear him.
I know what. Why don't she's just a poor man's Tori Amos.
Shut up.
Jokes.
I also like Tori Amos, I'm not mad at her.
I interviewed Tori Amos. It was delightful. She told me and my friend Dougie, for a TV show, how fairies had fixed her car in Ireland. I don't think she was being homophobic. I think she meant actual fairies. And the way she said it, we both kind of bought into it.
Is there something of the puckrick about her?
Listen, I had one interview. I spent half an hour with her 16 years ago. No, she talks very slowly, very softly, very airy-fairy, whereas Katie is Katie's a little bit scatty, but she's also quite, she'll deliver.
She's sharp,
she'll talk, yeah. And I'm sure Tori Amos is very, very sharp, but this particular interview.
She's a bit more California.
She was, it was like we were sitting on a cloud, man. Okay. It was very, very, very strange.
Like she'd rolled her own jet lag.
Yeah, we go. Exactly. Where's Katie? I was going to talk to Katie. Katie's disappeared. Can we try and get Katie? What's wrong with these people, Dave? Keep phoning up and then putting the phone down.
Dropping like flies.
No.
What's going on?
It's not easy.
No, it isn't easy being green. But Kate Bush isn't very good. Was there anything else, young David?
I don't think so.
I don't think we have any more to say to
him. I'm gonna say goodbye to you, sir.
Kate Bush is great.
Dump your bum. 0344 499 1000. Let's go to Katie. It could be Katie Bush. We just don't know. Good evening, Katie.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi. Sorry I hung up. I kind of chickened out for some reason.
Oh no! Did you? Well. You listen. If at any point during this phone call, if it gets too painful. If you want to put the phone down, we will think no less of you. We will respect you even more.
Okay, bye.
What can we do for you, Katie?
I just wanted to say, really quickly, I started going to NA, last week.
Hey, really?
Yeah.
How are you finding that?
It was really emotional my first time.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to be speaking or anything, and it didn't help that I got there late. but everyone was dead nice to me, and then, yeah, I don't know. It was my turn to speak, and everyone was like, thank you, and I was like, everyone was looking at me, do you know what I mean?
Do they, because they do it different in different meetings, were they kind of doing it all, like, in a circle, like they go one by one, or did you have to put your hand up, or was it just everyone else had spoken and it was you felt you ought to?
It was actually, it was weird, like, they kind of just say, like, they open the circle and then they just go silent.
Yeah.
And then someone will just speak at some point.
Yeah, I like the silence. Some people can't stand the silence. Here's my trick. My trick for sharing in meetings. I try and get in first or second, and then I'm done. Because otherwise I spend the whole meeting going, I should say something, I really should, oh, he got in there, right, I'll go in next.
And then you're not really listening.
And then you're not really listening. So if I get in first or second, I get the stuff out I need to, and then I can sit back and relax and enjoy the meeting. Are you, without, you don't reveal, anything inappropriate, but are there other women there?
Yeah, and they've all been really nice to me.
Good, because quite often I always, it's a very male-dominated fellowship, and there are men's meetings, there are women's meetings, but in a lot of the mixed meetings, it can be like 1 or 2 women and 10, 20 men.
I would imagine it's the same. It's because women often have to stay in with kids and stuff.
It's part of that.
Yeah.
Some of the best meetings I've been to, when some meetings you're allowed to bring kids, and I've had some great times. Early on when I used to live in North London, there used to be a lot of meetings where they bring kids, and I'd go and play with the kids in the hall. I'd go, do you need to look after him for a bit while you enjoy the meeting? Then I go and sit in the hall with the kids and play for 20 minutes, and it's quite supportive like that, but people will go, do you need a hand?
Yeah, because otherwise how'd you do it?
Yeah, some have got creches, some the kid just sits there. So you went, and there are other women there, which is great. Do you think you're going to go back again?
Well, I went to 2 meetings last week, and then I just, lost, the balls to go.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know why. I didn't go for one night, because I wasn't planning on going every single night.
Yeah.
And then I didn't go for one night, and then I was like, and then since then I've just been putting it off.
But isn't that interesting that you've been putting it off, but you phoned us up to tell us that that's what you've done?
Yeah, because it is something that I'm proud of.
Yeah, you should be.
That I've done it. Because I have every intention of going back.
Yeah. And you've got the phone numbers of some of the women there as well, have you? So you could phone them or text them if you wanted to.
Yeah, I didn't realise it worked like that. On my first meeting, one of the women literally just wrote down every single phone number of every other woman. I was like, whoa, are you sure? And she's like, yeah. Standard.
And it's great, and they're happy. And also, if someone asks you for your phone number, if you don't want to share it, you don't have to, and no one ever gets offended if you say, actually, I'd rather not. No one ever gets offended. But that's great, yeah. When newcomers come in, people are always, and I think so, because there are less women there, I think there is, and maybe this is wrong, I think there is slightly more of a joining together and offering numbers like that perhaps doesn't quite happen in the same way with men, although I've had loads of blokes come up to me and offer me their number or ask for my number, and it's great, man. Use those numbers, even if it's just a text. If you get uncomfortable making phone calls like I do, even if you just text them, it's a really helpful resource.
Yeah. To be fair, everyone was really supportive there.
Yeah.
I think as well because everyone was a bit older than me.
Yeah.
There was a few other people who were in the 20s, but I think everyone was 40 odd upwards.
Okay, so young people. So young. She means young people when she says 40 plus.
Ancient, OAP,
Shut your face, Katie! How dare you! 46 is still young. How old's your young one now? Well, it's got to be about 3 now, isn't it? It's a boy, isn't it?
3. No, he is a boy, but he's only 7. I think he's 17 months.
Oh God, okay, right. He was a proper baby. He was a proper baby when you started calling in, like a proper baby.
Yeah, he was.
Okay,
he was
right.
a proper baby.
Yeah,
he's 1 and a bit now.
Okay, and how's he getting on? Is he all right?
He's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
He's so cheeky. Yeah.
Yeah. It's about to get even more fun, sort of around 18 months to 2 years, when the language starts developing, and it just, everything, you get a little bit more back. I think, from there. Is that right, Catherine? Does that sound about...
They're more portable, so you can take them different places,
Yeah.
and you don't have to take loads of bags out with you, and...
Oh, tell me about it.
Oh, it's so lovely.
You start getting a little bit more back, and it gets harder in different ways, but it's,
It gets a bit more psychological, I'd say.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Like, I've got to start watching the way that I act and, like, things that I say, and he's growing so fast, though, like, he learns new things every single day. It's just madness.
Here's the thing, here's the cliche that Catherine and I can vouch for. You'll be looking at middle schools soon. Before you know it. And I'm only saying, you know, because I'm thinking back to when my kids were that age, and we're coming up to their 8th and 10th birthday parties next month. So just try and save it. Try and slow time down, because they'll be at school at some point.
Because you know what? It feels like when they're that little, every day feels really long.
Yes.
And it feels like it's same stuff, different day for weeks and weeks. And before you know it, they don't need you in that way anymore.
No.
Yeah, well, I had to sign him up for nursery the other day. Like, he can't go till he's 2, but I had to put his name on the waiting list, and even that was a bit like, whoa, are you sure? Like, nursery, surely not.
Yeah, and do you know what? Each of those little stages, like when you drop him off at nursery, you'll go home with a tear in your eye, and they don't give a toss. They don't! And then the next thing it'll be like school trip, and again, you're being brave about it, but you don't want to let them go, and you're hoping they're going to show some emotion at some point, but no, it's like, bye-bye, I'm off! Yeah. But that's when you've done it right, you know, that's because they're confident, and they know that you'll still be there when they come back, and they're going off to have a wonderful time, and they don't really think too much about how you're feeling, you know, because you've not made it about you.
Katie, I think I can speak for Catherine when I say I think you're doing such a good job. I hope that doesn't sound patronising. I don't mean it to. I just know that you've got stuff going on, and I think you're doing such a good job. And I think your boy is so lucky to have you as a mum. And you got this. You totally got this.
Oh, thank you.
You totally have.
Nice one.
Give us a call before Christmas if you get the chance. It'd be nice to talk to you before Christmas, but you know, no pressure.
Yeah, will do.
All right, Katie.
I will do.
Nice to hear from you again. Take care.
Okay, you too.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
What a nice young woman. What a nice young woman. We didn't do the quarter past break, did we? We'll do that now. Then we got Vic, then we got George, and then maybe we'll have you, dear listener. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio.
Take a trip into the alternate reality of late night radio.
I think I'm in something like the Matrix, and so are you.
The Late Night Alternative.
Hello.
With Iain Lee.
Is there anybody out there?
On Talk Radio.
Hello.
0344 499 1000. Half an hour to go. Good evening, Vic.
Oh, hello, Ian. I was just ringing. I listened to your show. I've been blocked by you before, but then you unblocked me, I believe, because I mistook the way what your show was all about. But anyway, what I'm ringing up about is you mentioned docking dogs. Now, whether you made a joke of it or not, it's not a joke. It's dog's tail is the extension of their spine, basically.
Right.
And it's very cruel to be cutting off dogs.
It looks so much tidier.
Oh, well, cutting off some people's heads would look a lot tidier as well.
Let's not be silly, Vic. That would create a literal and metaphorical bloody mess, and that's offensive. But no, docking dogs' tails, it's an old tradition, and it just looks so much tidier. It's safer in the home. You've got these big tails knocking things off the coffee table. It's terrible. I'd suggest, this is just a suggestion, I'm not saying we should do it, but we should dock tails, and on naughty dogs we should remove their back legs and replace them with wheels.
Oh, that's really funny. Yeah, okay. In
the same way that your sense of humour, Gene, has been, in the same way that your sense of humour, Gene, has been removed from you, I would suggest we remove dogs' legs and replace them with wheels, Vic.
Well, unfortunately, with your Twitter, you seem to lose your sense of humour, Gene, and you just cut off people that aren't part of the mutual...
Vic, I blocked you because, for whatever reason, I don't really remember you, then I unblocked you. I don't... Listen, if you've got beef because you got blocked, then say that. Stop banging on about docking of dogs' tails.
Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
Can I just say one other thing? Okay.
What have you really called in for, Vic? Because I got a feeling there's something underlying here that you just say it. Let it out, Vic. Come on.
The jungle. There is no jungle, unfortunately, left in Australia. Where you filmed, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. Yes, I believe.
Okay, Vic, well, why don't you phone up the producers or ITV? It's got nothing to do with me. I was on a reality TV show 2 years ago. But the fact that you don't like
reality, because it's not.
No, it's not. You know that reality TV is
41 kilometres from the Gold Coast.
What would you like me to do, Vic? What would you like me to do, Vic? You don't understand the concept of television. I don't really know how I can help you.
Unfortunately, I do.
Unfortunately, you don't. Reality TV is not actually real, mate. It's just a phrase that's used for entertainment programs. I know there's no jungle. There's no jungle. I was there 2 years ago. It's taken you 2 years to connect the dots. Are you really that thick? What is your problem, Vic? My God, what an absolute idiot you are.
If we want to swap problems, no, seriously, I understand your show now.
Are you drunk? Are you high? Have you been smoking weed tonight? Because you got that kind of slurred, self-important, dull tone that stoners have. Are you stoned, Vic?
Well, possibly.
Right, I tell you what, why don't you call me? Why don't you call me when you're straight? Because you're really boring, you're slurring, you've got no grasp on reality, you're embarrassing yourself, mate, and I don't want you to embarrass yourself, Vic.
Okay, thanks very much for that, Ian. I'll take that on board.
Thank you, Vic. I look forward to your call when you've not had a toke.
Okay. Thank you. I do like your show, but it's a love-hate thing.
Well,
it's a love-hate thing. And that's,
Here's the thing, Vic.
show.
We don't need to know about it.
I don't care. I don't care about you. I don't care that you don't like the fact that I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here is billed as being in the jungle, and it really upsets you. I don't get the fact that you got mortally offended at a throwaway, obviously joke comment about docking dogs' tails.
Which I counter with saying that it was cruel and they don't do it anymore for good reason.
I don't have to explain the act to thick stoners. Okay, so thanks for your call, Vic. Good night.
Okay, thank you, Ian.
There we go.
But, you know, what was the outcome? What was the desired outcome there for you to go, oh, yeah.
I'm going to hand my money back. I'm going to hand the tens of thousands of pounds back because it's not really the jungle. It's not. It's like it's the woods. But it's not...
Yeah. When they say death drop as well, no one dies.
It's not really reality. No, it's not reality. Doesn't actually mean it's real.
Yeah.
It means it's generally, sometimes it's used to describe documentaries, but generally it's a silly entertainment show, quite often with has-beens. That's what the jungle is. Really.
It's not a jungle.
That upset about...
I do love people, though, ringing up just to point out fact...
Yeah.
From fiction, just in case any of us were getting carried away or in any way imagining things to be slightly better or more dramatic, more exciting than they are in real life. Thanks for that.
Let's go to George. Good evening, George.
Good evening.
You called back. We were going to go to you earlier and you disappeared.
I thought we weren't speaking anymore.
Yeah, well, I'm not sorry to have broken my word. Ian asked me not to call him anymore and I said okay. But I've been prompted to call and I'm happy to be speaking with you both.
What would you like? Who prompted you to call, George? Was it Jesus?
No,
the baby Jesus.
Jesus is a mythical character, and
so am I.
Sorry?
So am I.
Well, John Lennon sang that nothing was real. And
I don't think that was a documentary.
And I associate the nothing with the...
What song did he sing, Nothing Was Real?
Strawberry Fields Forever.
No, which song does he sing, Nothing Was Real?
Across the Universe, I think.
He says nothing was real.
Nothing is real. Nothing is real.
Nothing's gonna change our world. Nothing's gonna change. Here's the thing, John Lennon was a junkie. Wife-beating junkie. Who cares what that guy has to say for himself? I don't.
He was 4 days older than me.
Oh!
And, I'm just prompted to go back to where we were at the beginning, and I wanted you both to be in a film.
No.
I haven't got the time or the inclination to be in a film anymore.
Yeah, this would be a really great film.
Beautiful. I can't.
I want you to play the starring role.
No, thank you. I'm going to pass, but thank you.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't even want to hear what...
I don't want to do it. I don't want to be in a film. I don't want to be in an amateur movie at the moment.
Wouldn't be amateur.
Okay, who's directing it?
The Cosmos director.
Thank you. I would prefer a film. I will be in a film if it's directed by a recognised film director that has credits in IMDb. I just googled the Cosmos. It ain't made no movies.
Really?
Apart from the Mighty Ducks 2, which is not a great film.
And Sister Act Back in the Habit.
Yeah. I'm going to pass, George, but thank you for the offer.
And thank you for the offer.
You really hate it. You really hate it when people say no to you, don't you? Confuses you.
No.
You're like Stanley Johnson. You get confused when people say no to you.
I would like to say something to you that would get in the newspapers in the next day or two.
Okay, say it. Away you go. I told you stoners are so boring.
No, don't.
Go on, say the thing that's going to get in the newspapers in the next couple of days.
Fact. A Bible fact. The first two Gospels were written something like 40, 50 years after Jesus was supposed to have been around.
And this is going to get in the papers how?
This is revealing a fact from the Bible.
Have you not seen? No one cares about the Bible in the paper. They care about whether an old man with white hair has seen the Queen do a speech. That's what's important right now.
Ultimately, it reveals our Creator to be the Joker of jokers.
Have you seen the Joker?
Sorry?
Have you seen the Joker?
No.
It's a good film.
Is it?
Yeah. It's better than The Irishman.
Yeah, but I just want to get this into a newspaper.
And how are you going to do that?
Well, you will pass it on.
I won't, George. I won't. As soon as this show is done, I'm going home, I'm going to go to bed, and then I'm going to get up, and I'm not going to have a shower because I haven't got a shower. I'm going to take 2 baby cats to the vets, then I'm going to bring them back home, then I'm going to go and pick up my boys, and I will have completely forgotten about this. So I'm not going to talk to the paper for you.
I just want to reveal a Bible fact.
Well, then do it very, very quickly.
The first two Gospels
were written 40 years after Jesus.
40, 50 years.
Right.
And in those two Gospels, Jesus prophesies that he is going to return in great splendor with all sorts of signs in the heavens, while the generation that he's speaking to will still be alive.
Jesus is never going to come back! Jesus doesn't exist! Jesus is a fairy story! Jesus is never coming back! George, let it go! Because Jesus ain't coming back! Baby, the Bible's a nice book. Some bits of it are great. Some bits of it are very, very dull. Some bits of it are written beautifully. Some of it is so tedious and is so badly written. It's a nice little story. George, let it go. What you're telling me is not going to get in the papers. I'll tell you why. 1, because it ain't true. 2, it is boring.
What isn't true?
What you're saying, and it's even more important than that, it's boring.
It's not boring.
Yes, it is.
It's a revelation.
It's not a revelation. No one cares, mate. We're not a Christian country anymore. No one cares.
Can I interject at this point? The definition of madness is repeating the same action over and over again and expecting a different outcome. These phone calls came to an end because you are not going to get the result you want by phoning us, George. And it just gets you upset, and it's just frustrating for everyone concerned. So, it's not going to happen.
I'm just trying to give you something that
we don't want. We've said no.
You could make news with.
No, we couldn't.
It's not news.
Will you listen to what we're saying? It's not going to happen, George.
Listen to what I'm saying.
We are. You're talking about Jesus, like, and Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John weren't that fat until it's gone. That's a line from, I think, Nuns on the Run. No, it's The Pope Must Die. I'm
saying that Jesus is a mythical character.
Brilliant. That's great, George. I'm not interested in Jesus. This ain't the Jesus show. I'm not interested. That's great that that's your belief, and I respect that, and that's wonderful. But I'm
not a belief.
George, you're arguing semantics. I'm not interested. I'm not going to tell the press because they would laugh at me. It's not interesting.
You've got someone speaking on your program who has linked himself to a biblical
I've linked
prophecy.
myself to a picture of a panda knocking one out. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. You've linked yourself using LinkedIn. No! George, it's boring!
How can you say that?
Oh, God, this is
because I tell you how I can say it! Because it's very, very dull!
It's not dull at all.
It might not be dull to you, right? But to me, to Catherine, and to the majority of the listeners, how do you know? Because they tweet me and they tell me, it is dull. Take no. It's my show. It's my show. Take no for an answer. Learn some humility. Learn to take no for an answer. No.
You should learn to listen, Ian.
It's my show. I'll do what I want.
You should learn to listen.
I can't hear you. Got my fingers in my ears. La 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 la.
It's comedy.
Exactly! That's it! The show is comedy! That is it! He's got it at last! He's grasped it! Yes, it's pantomime, it's theatre, it's comedy, it's only here for another 3, 4, 5 months. So, George, please, learn to accept rejection. It will set you free!
You're funny.
I know, it's meant to, well done, you've got it. It's meant to be funny. It's comedy. What you're saying is not funny.
It's not meant to be funny.
No, well this show is.
It's pointing out a
George,
truth.
I'm not interested. George, I don't know how many more times to say this, right?
You're not interested in truth. No.
I'm interested in truth. I'm not interested in what you're saying now. I'm not interested in your version of the truth.
It's not my version.
It is.
Truth.
It is. Accept, George, accept the
truth.
no. Accept the no. Accept the no.
Accept the no. Okay. As I say, we're part of each other's stories.
No.
Whatever.
No.
Ollie says this is dull. Really effing dull.
What you're doing, George, now is imposing yourself.
I'm not imposing myself. I'm trying to reveal
but we've declined politely and forcefully, and you still won't listen, George. And please, also, could you do me a favour and stop emailing me this stuff?
I don't email you anything. I email Ian stuff.
But we both get those emails. We're both in charge of that email account.
And it does come through to my work email.
Sorry?
It's fine. Just stop doing it.
George, listen, no is the answer, but thank you. But no, I'm politely declining. Thank you.
That's okay.
Is it though?
It is okay.
Okay, good. I'm glad we understand each other.
You're the ones that are going to feel really stupid at the end of all of this.
Well, allow us to.
I will take that. If that's the case, that's my mistake.
Yeah. It's okay. You're not responsible. Neither of you.
Neither are you. And you're not interested.
So, bearing that in mind, and you're allowing us to take responsibility for our own ignorance, can we say this is the last we speak on the matter? You're welcome to phone up about anything else.
About anything else?
Yeah.
There's a band in Northern Ireland called the Barbiturates.
Oh.
And their slogan is Barbiturates for a world of wonders.
Okay.
Check out the Barbiturates.
Okay. All right, George. Thanks for your call. I appreciate
in
your
Northern
call.
Ireland.
Okay. I appreciate your call. Thanks for calling.
It's okay.
You're very welcome. This is Talk Radio.
The radio show where the owls are not what they seem.
Do you or have you ever watched Twin Peaks?
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
We could be dreaming and meeting each other in our dreams.
On Talk Radio.
We have, Pete says, we're all going to be laughing on the other side of our faces when he wins Eurovision in 5 months' time.
But at least we'll be laughing.
We got 9 minutes till Daryl Morris comes in, and we've got 6 phone calls, which is unprecedented for this time of night. So excuse me if I'm a little bit brief with you. I'm doing them in the order that they came in. Good evening, James.
Good evening, Kath. Good evening, Ian.
And hello.
Hello. How are you both?
We haven't got time for the niceties of life, I'm afraid, James.
Well, I was just going to say, it's not a specific date, but I haven't smoked a cigarette and I haven't had a drink since May 26th, 2016.
Wow.
And
Congratulazione.
I was at the bus stop the other day and a very nice lady, sort of, not old lady, but elderly lady sat down next to me.
And gave you some gin and a fag.
No. Yeah. No, she said, you don't look very happy. Have you ever thought about letting God and Jesus into your heart? And I just said, no, I've never considered it because I'm an atheist.
Oh.
And in the last 4 or 5 weeks, first of all, my dad he went to have some checkups.
Yes.
And they thought he might have Parkinson's.
Uh-huh. Sorry to hear that.
But then they scanned him or something like that, and it turned out he had a huge tumour in one of his kidneys.
Gosh.
So we had to have an operation to remove the kidney and with the tumour in it.
Yes.
2 days later, he was just starting to get up and walk about again, and he collapsed with a massive heart attack. And during resuscitation, they do chest compressions and everything. Well, they couldn't. They got him back and lost him. Got him back and lost him. But in the process of doing chest compressions, they broke 15 of his ribs. So he's now in intensive care.
How many of his ribs?
15.
How many ribs do we have?
I've no idea. But my mum's been a nurse for 13 years.
12.
You've
got
12 ribs. So he's broken like an extra 3 ribs. I don't want to make light of it, but I think we only have 12 ribs.
Okay, well, I thought it was...
Unless it's pairs.
Okay, alright. James, listen, we're kind of running out of time, and I've got a lot of calls to get through. What is... If I can just push you along ever so slightly, please. I heard James O'Brien say that once.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say these... there's no God, there's no Jesus, and things don't happen for a reason, it's just life. Things happen, but,
okay. Well,
but, just kind of, if you can, just suck it up, take it on the chin and get on with it.
He said suck. James, I wish your dad the very, very best of luck, and I hope there's a speedy recovery, and we've all got our fingers crossed. Thank you. Good evening, Peter.
Yeah, hi.
Hey,
Cool.
Yeah.
You okay?
Okay, yeah. We haven't got much time.
So I just have a question.
Yes, sir.
All this talk around politics and elections right now.
Well, we haven't had any talk for the last 3 hours. Are you sure you want to change that?
What I mean is in general, not specifically on this show.
Okay, but you want to bring it to this show?
Yeah, it is, because I'm just...
Why do you want to bring it to the show when we haven't had it for this show? Why do you want to bring it to the show in the dying minutes of the show? Just think for a second.
I just want to know if it's me, or if I've gone mad, or if I've just missed a major trick. And the trick is this.
Yeah.
I keep on hearing things that are completely historically untrue.
Peter, are you talking politics?
No, I'm actually talking history.
Okay, but is the history political?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Well, yes,
just think, Peter, just for a second. Peter, just think for a second, right? We have done 2 hours, 52 minutes of broadcasting. The only phone-in radio show in the world, probably at the moment, certainly in the United Kingdom and America, that hasn't done any politics or political history. Are you sure that in the last 6 minutes of the show, you want to bring political history to the public's attention?
Well, I was just wondering if I had woken up in a different place and all the things that I was taught in history had been changed.
Yes, you have. It's called the Mandela effect. Thank you. My God. My God, Miss Jones. Yes, Tony.
Beverly Hills Chihuahua 2s are better than the first Beverly Hills Chihuahua, for starters.
Yeah.
I've got a cat question, please, Ian.
Oh, wait.
Hi,
You
cat,
go.
by the way. So I've got 2 cats, right?
Yes.
And we know that cats lick their, can you say arseholes on the radio?
No, you can't say arseholes, no.
Okay,
Can everyone stop saying arseholes, please?
Now, one of mine licks them really loudly, and that annoys me. I sometimes give him a nudge, and he looks at me and carries on. Anyway.
Yes.
So I've gone in the living room tonight. They're both boys. They're doing like the 69 of the arsehole bump hole.
Okay, Tony, that's great. Thank you. Tony's been texting me all night saying he's going to give us a giggle. We just didn't have time to get to that giggle.
A delightful vignette, though it was.
Thank you very much indeed, Tony. Gary!
Yo, listen, what was
that was a confident best greeting tonight. Yo!
The party just started, everyone.
Oh, Gary, where have you been all my life, buddy? Yes, sir.
Well, I've come to bed late. Listen, that guy that was talking about the barbiturates, in Northern Ireland.
Yes.
Yeah, they're great, man. I went on tour with this band, and we went to Derry, and they put us up. It was great. They're a great bunch of blokes, man. I do recommend checking them out. Yeah, great.
Are you?
They're like, it's like, if you don't know nothing about Northern Ireland, you won't get them. But if you know about Northern Ireland, you'll get it. They wear balaclavas on stage and everything. It's crazy. Yeah, it's a great band. Great band.
All right, Gary. Well, thank you very much for that recommendation.
Cheers, buddy. Bye.
There we go. I enjoyed that. I like Gary. Gary's very laid back.
Yo!
Yo, geeky girl.
Hey,
No. Yo. There we go. That's it. We're hanging.
Yo, bum rush the show.
I haven't said that for a long time.
No.
Well, what you got for us, geeky girl?
Oh, I want to apologise for ringing a bit drunk the other night. And
apology not accepted.
Okay, I'll bear that burden for the rest of my life, but thank you, I tried. I'm actually trapped, I can't get in my house. I've got home from work.
Would you ask to? I don't care, it's not my problem. Kath, why's she phoning me? I don't care.
I haven't got my, lock-picking set.
Unlucky. Smash a window. Call the fire brigade. Don't call a radio host.
Oh, you're not going to nip round?
No, you live miles away. What would I do anyway?
I'm sitting in the car and I'm cold.
So how you, you can't get into your house?
No, but it's alright. My fella will get here in about an hour and a half.
Goodbye, thank you very much indeed. What?
I think she wanted to spend an hour and a half talking to us.
Jeez, we'll give her Daryl's number, it's the same number as ours. Yes, Giselle?
Evening, Ian. I hope you're feeling better tonight.
Thank you.
I was wondering if I could draw on a bit of experience that you may or may not have.
As long as it doesn't take more than 90 seconds.
Nope. A couple of years ago, I had a very bad mental health breakdown. Before that, I was.
How am I going to answer this in 90 seconds? You come in with that?
Before that,
with 90 seconds. I had a very bad. I'm not laughing at your mental health breakdown, but you sure I can answer this in 90 seconds?
Yes.
Go.
Before that, I was very isolated, and I cut somebody off, even though they didn't do anything wrong apart from be a bit too nice to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I regret it or not, and whether I should kind of redeem myself and them and get back in touch with them. And I feel a bit guilty. And this is a couple of years later.
Do you miss them?
No.
Then leave it. Thanks for your call. That simple. Could do it in 90 seconds. You don't miss them. If you feel that, if you don't miss it, don't invite them back into your life. If you feel that you did something bad and that's weighing on you, then apologise. But, otherwise, who cares? Darumare.
Speaking of who cares?
Who cares?
Here I am.
How are we? Oh, man.
I don't know what happened there, but you sounded like you'd imparted some wisdom.
Well, no. The last 20 minutes, we've had like 8 calls in the last 20 minutes, which is ridiculous.
It's just got good.
It just got good. What's the Spinal Tap line? They were still booing the support band when we came on stage. I love that. I might watch Spinal Tap this weekend. I've not seen that for a while.
Do that.
Darryl, we've got 58:30. You've got 57 seconds. It's yours. Zip.
Loads of time. I don't have that much material in the show to fill
He's wasted it and he'll blame it on me.
Okay, we're going to go to the Falkland Islands tonight in our sort of trip around the world. They're turning to tourism out there, which is quite interesting. We're going to speak to somebody in the Falkland Islands to see what the Falkland Islands is like. Does he live in the Falkland Islands, does he?
No, he goes over
He's
there.
over there all the time.
Bangs on about
Doesn't
it.
like to
Does he?
it.
Is that a bit of a thing, is it? We're also going to speak to Elton
John?
Wellesby?
Mooner? No, he's happy.
I'm sure he's a nice guy.
He's a lovely guy. He's a lovely guy.
Out there, you should have said. I'm sure he's a nice guy. Thought he had Elton John though. That's why we got excited. Who is he? What does he do?
He runs pubs, but he's here to talk about everything. It's Anything Goes Friday, so we're gonna chat about anything. We're gonna put the world to rights.
You've got to listen to that. We'll be back to that at 10. This is Talk Radio.
This is Talk Radio.